What's up, my Paracas?
What the hell, man?
Oh,
You know,
no.
we should just have Austin just like do the
I'm pretty
same
sure that's
line.
racist.
Sorry,
Have
it's
Austin
a
do the
word.
same line, the exact same line. No,
Listen,
man,
when you're adopted into the Matoran culture, bro, you can say that word too. That's our people's word, okay? Don't worry about it.
You're not adopted.
Brag
Nah,
about your
I was-
privilege, man. Brag about your privilege, right?
I got Matoran privilege, bro. I was the chronicler of the island, bro.
I'm not with you right now.
So I just got to learn today that there's a
Anyway,
variant
Reed
version.
as Mole Man is a great design, and I need it in Marvel Rivals. Okay, I need it. I'll
We
pay
need a
for
lot of things in Marvel.
because I need this design.
Now that Uncle Ben is being put into Marvel Smash, and we haven't gotten a single Alpha Flight person. I'm like, how fucking
yeah.
how fucking dare you? What the hell is that nonsense?
Oh wait. We got Uncle Ben, we got Red Wing, we got Captain America's Shield as a separate card, and we got something else before.
Hey, what's wrong with Red Wing?
Alpha Flight?
What's wrong with Red Wing? What's wrong with Red Wing?
No, I'm just saying. Okay.
Okay.
What all you have with is Sasquatch, and you be happy with Sasquatch. Okay.
Oh fuck Sasquatch, I hate him.
Yeah.
No,
Jeez,
put Shaman in there. Put Shaman in the game.
Awesome. I'm looking at a picture you showed me of Reed being Mole Man. He looks like a hobo, honestly. Damn.
Haven't you ever met Mole Man?
That's what. Well, he basically is.
Yeah. You know. Not the worst variation of Reed I've seen.
Basically, it was like instead of Doom's like thing blowing up in his face, it blew up in Reed's face, and they blamed Reed for it, and it messed up his eyes.
Who's this green person here? Next to Reed.
That's She-Hulk.
She-Hulk? Okay. I had a feeling, but
in this timeline, since Doom took over the Fantastic Four, Reed ended up married to She-Hulk.
And what? Invisible Woman hooked up with Victor?
I don't know, actually. They don't actually make that clear or not. But her, Johnny, and the Hulk are the Fantastic Four with them.
Gotcha. Just saying, I do know there's this one universe where Reed ended up becoming the Thing, and Ben Grimm ended up getting the stretchy powers, and coincidentally, Sue decided to hook up with Ben at that point. You know? I wonder why.
Well, to be fair, they always treated Ben as her. No. To be fair, they always treated Ben as her second choice if Reed didn't work out.
Yeah, well,
no, I never liked their relationship. It always felt like demeaning in a sense.
Yeah. Who else could she have hooked up in her own team? Like, the only other person is Johnny. There ain't no way you're ever going to do that.
How about you just don't hook up in the team, okay? How about she expand her horizons, right?
Yeah, tell the X-Men and the Avengers that. Then come
Listen, Namor is right
How about
there.
y'all step outside and meet someone new?
Jake, I swear to God, hell fucking no.
Namor is just asking, bro. He's like, please give me a chance, please.
No, I'm over that.
Yeah, give me a chance. I swear I'll make you the happiest one in the world. I kill everyone you know and take over your planet.
Yes.
I'll show you different. I'll show you different meaning to under the sea.
Shut the fuck up, guys.
But well, to be fair, that's why I never liked that type of like writing, and why I think like Peter and Kitty and Ultimate were probably like the best thing they could have did. Stepping out of your people to date someone else is so interesting because it doesn't happen ever anymore.
It rarely happens.
Funny enough, when I started collecting comics, well, I first started collecting it in trades, officially, right? When I would go to my bookstore in the mall I go to, right? The relationship with Peter and Kitty was actually the first Spider-Man trade I ever got. So I was like, oh, okay. I thought he was going to end up with MJ, but all right, let me see where this relationship goes. And Kitty gets screwed at the end.
I didn't really read a lot of the Ultimate comics outside of Ultimate X-Men because I cannot stand the first Ultimate universe because they annoy me. But I think it is a very interesting idea that they decided to have Kitty date outside of mutants.
Oh yeah. I like that relationship because like it gave each of them a break from their world, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
I
downloaded
found
the
out that's why
ROM.
people really liked Emma and Iron Man, because even though it did drag Iron Man into the X-Men stuff for a lot, but when they were actually together, it was so like refreshing to see two people who don't ever really talk, like talk and maintain a relationship.
I don't agree. That's crossing franchises. All right, listen, Iron Man stay with Iron Man, Emma stay with X-Men. All right, we don't like that. We don't like it when our
But didn't
superheroes
you
Yeah.
see the
crossover.
iconic
I'm saying-
Iron
panel
Man, you
where
stay
Tony was
stealing
giving
happy
Emma back
from Seven
spots?
Pots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We wouldn't want it to be. We wouldn't want. We wouldn't want Iron Man to be X-Men Junior now, would we? I'm just saying. No.
But Jake, you didn't see.
I need Emma Frost to come out and say who's the better lover, Namor, Scott Summers, or Iron Man.
Well, okay, for in the defense of Namor, most of his love interests die
Okay.
for XYZ.
Oh wait,
reason.
no. I just want to know who has the best sex game, Namor, Tony, or Scott. Who lays it down better?
I guess it just depends on who's writing them and what the vibe is. But whatever. Okay, let me just put all these.
I don't think Iron Man wins.
No,
Okay,
definitely.
every time I think of Iron Man, like I know he gets a lot of women, but I remember him sleeping with Gamora, and he was like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
He was
that?
hurt. He was hurt. He was like,
He was like, he got his taste of snoo there, audience. You know.
Petition for
so that means he can't handle all types of women.
Snoo ever again.
You know that's iconic, Witch. Don't deny it.
What, that Gamora Iron Man scene, or the fact that you said Snoo?
Snoo, Futurama, man.
Come on. Is iconic, okay?
Yeah. Oh, hey, audience.
That was my profile picture on Facebook for a long time. Just crying, smiling, and frowning, smiling.
Glad you guys get to hear our conversations and what they're like when we don't think we're recorded, you know? So, yeah. All right. So, you guys got all your giggles out of the way before we start tonight?
No.
Okay. Let it out, Witch.
Hang on. I got something.
Ew.
All right, I'm done. All right.
Ew.
That sounds gross.
I had to get it all out. He said I had to get all the giggles out.
You sound like struggling, like to laugh.
Something like that. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get started. Welcome, Comic Phanatic Live, the reviews of the week, audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. I'll save my intro for next week. Move on.
You did this yesterday.
Wait, no. You said yesterday you're saving it for today.
That is true. He did say that.
Okay. Don't bother me. I'm eating my eggs. So yeah,
there you
move
go.
on.
It is I, Jake Tylenol. I'm here to dap up my boy Silver, bro. He got his aura back, and I'm proud of the boy.
I can't believe you talk about that on the day this drops. It's me, the infamous Rockman, Bricky Wall. Is that a rock? Does the brick count as a rock? I don't think so. The infamous man, Bricky Wall, I guess. Oh, it's.
Okay.
I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and this North Star's birthday is tomorrow. Let's go.
There you go.
I got my
But here's
thing in the fridge.
But here's the thing. When we put that on 4, we form the Fanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week. And on our Tuesday nights, we do our comic reviews, hence the title Fanatic Night Reviews. We're also going to be squeezing in a very fantastic reaction to the Fantastic Four, which kind of dropped. I mean, we knew it was going to drop today, but so we were going to do this anyway. But we're going to be reviewing that. On top of that, we have a couple of comic reviews as per usual. IDW Sonic is back for the month, so we're reviewing that as well. We're also going back to Avengers Academy, some Ultimate X-Men. We will be catching up on Ultimate Spider-Man, I believe. Also, Bailey got his ass kicked apparently, so we'll see about that. And we also will be going to Bionicle to continue the Island of Doom saga. So, with all that said, we do have some socials, which is usually the king of. So, which given to us.
Yes, let me put down my BL and my food to tell you the socials. First of all, subscribe to the YouTube channel because if you don't, then you want me to have a bad birthday, and that's really sad. I don't want to have a bad birthday because you didn't subscribe. Okay, you hear that? You hear that, Jake?
All right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So subscribe. Also follow us on the Twitter at Comic Phanatic 69 because we do post stuff on there sometimes. Ooh.
69 times a day.
No, we actually don't post 69 times a day. That would be too much work for me. Anyways, if you don't want to follow the collective and you just want to follow my bitch ass, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. I do post stuff on there sometimes. Ooh. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. Pretty soon you'll see the third and final part of me working on my cosplay for tomorrow. Ooh, so stay tuned for that. Yay. You can also follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Northstar Aria, and you can follow me on Rednote/Xiao at Witch of Jotun with a U. And fun fact, Austin's gonna be in the Fantastic Four movie. Oh my god, guys. Are you guys excited about that?
He couldn't say anything because it was like Kevin Feige had the gun to his head, but the
wall destroying gun, yes.
He threatened to make me Tom Holland.
Yeah. Holland.
Actually temporarily transported Cryptid to the best place that he could think of is the biggest garden for him to tend to for the week. He'll be back on Monday. He'll be back in his normal spot on Monday. But just a little treat from me. Get a little bit treat. And Jake
I have
Nation.
a question.
Yes.
If you call yourself a bitch ass, is that permitted to call you a bitch?
No.
All right.
Unless it's that bitch. Unless it's that bitch.
All right.
Yeah. And Jake, to end off, where are you in the multiverse?
I'm witnessing gang activity on the island of Voyanui. So
cool.
That's all.
Well, have fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
You're
fun for the
witnessing
people.
them turn their mask sideways to shoot beams.
Right. No, Austin. No, that's actually a thing. That's actually a thing. Actually does happen in the trailer.
I can't stand the Twisted universe, bro. Come on, let's start this show. I can't stand it. This just makes me sick, bro.
Okay. So, all right. I guess with that, let's get on to the first topic of the night, audience. Let's start with something a little fantastical tonight, and let's talk about the Fantastic Four trailer. Yay.
You guys could have asked me in advance to draw us as the Fantastic Four.
Oh, well, we didn't want to put too much work on you, man.
I kind of did it already with Jake for Halloween. So
when I was Johnny Storm, that was great. That was
no, bitch, you were Mr. Fantastic.
I don't know what you're talking about. But
you guys told me to do whatever, and I did exactly just that.
So we had the Fantastic Four trailer, and I gotta say it was pretty fantastic. I like how it went back to the Phase 3 style of trailers, where we're doing different styles of promoting things. Like I don't know if people remember, like Phase 3. I think every trailer had its own unique feel to it. Except for Captain Marvel, which was kind of generic, but other than that, the rest of them, I mean, even Thor 3, which I don't like that much, the trailer was great. So,
I was tricked with the Captain Marvel trailer. So when the first trailer I saw was a version that was edited to go with the Aquaman trailer music. And I was like, wait, this sounds amazing. And then I saw the regular.
I did like the song, Connected. I did like that song. I did listen to it. So, But in terms of the Fantastic Four trailer, we get to see the Fantastic. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get a brief origin, but we're probably gonna cut to and see their normal lives since then.
As we
Um,
saw at the beginning part where they're getting interviewed.
Yeah. Now I'm just gonna cut ahead to these photos a bit because I want to talk about this specifically. I
So
like
here's the
this
thing.
thing's. So here's the thing. I like this thing's look, but where's my Yancey Street voice, bro? Who in the Yancey Street is like? What's going on? Bro?
I
glad-
didn't mind the voice.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who had issue with that. You know.
No, a lot of people had issue with it, but I was fine with it because I was one of the people who never liked the idea. Cause we know now, the more we see the thing over the years, that his whole body isn't made of rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his inside, everything is still regular. Just the outside just got changed.
I thought it
So
was
his
established. I thought it was established that his organs were
they go
coated.
back and forth with that, and it's kind of
Okay.
pissed me off.
Yeah,
But
I just remember one person saying that like if things powers were dampened, then his organs will fall because they're still made of stone or something like that.
But the rock is a part of his powers. Then it would also go away as well, right? Like I don't.
yeah, it confused me. They go back and forth on it. I really appreciate him just basically being a regular guy outside of the look.
Mm-hmm.
I do admit the accent needed to be stronger.
Yeah,
that's all I'm learning.
But I was fine with him just having a regular voice compared to like the edited voices the last two movies did.
One thing I'm really glad about when it came to Ben Grimm was that the director basically was like, "Hey, if you do not cast a Jewish actor to play Ben Grimm, I'm gonna lose my shit." And then they did it. So we finally have a Jewish actor playing an iconic Jewish character. So yay!
There you go.
I would prefer a stronger New York accent, but
I would. I listen. I'm not even saying he has to be gravelly. I just want that Yancey Street, bro. I want him from Yancey Street. Like that's what I kind of want from him, bro. Like I want to hear that guy's voice and be like, oh shit. Like I listen to this dude's voice. I'm like,
bro, wait. To be fair, who knows how he is in a fight, bro? He might tone it down for you, bro. He might put it on.
He might cut off.
Like how like we gotta get look. His New York accent has to shine when he says his trademark line. You know, it's close.
No, I kind of want to be like how I know a New Yorker whose accent isn't that strong until he gets mad. I kind of want to be like that. I think that would be kind of funny. The more agitated or into a situation you get, the more it comes out. I think that'll be very good.
It's like his version of hulking out, bro.
I want to hear him talk about Aunt Petunia.
Every time I think of Ben Grimm's voice, I always think of that. What was that Nickelodeon Fantastic Four one?
World's Greatest.
World's Greatest. Yeah, that's the one. I always think of Ben Grimm's voice as that. You know.
I think of that one. And I also think of. I think the movie was really good too. Like we watched. Austin and I watched the first movie and the second movie.
Dude, I love those two movies.
Characterization wise, those were like really fun movies, and I think like
they were
was,
camp.
Like,
they
cool.
felt okay. So what I like about them is that they felt like comic books.
Yeah, I mean, they had that
like comic books.
Well, I like that they were also like disaster relief responders. Like by the second one, like they're not trying to like fight every supervillain on the street. It's like, but there was like a scene where Galactus is like, Silver Surfer causes like a natural disaster.
You make a hole in the ground.
Yeah, and the four isn't fighting him. They're trying to stop the disaster from hurting people. I'm like, I like that. That makes them different. That makes them unique.
They got priorities, guys.
Yeah. So
the Avengers are the response team. We're the research.
But they're pretty cool. We also got they said, listen, we're not gonna hide it from you. We're putting Galactus in this fucking film.
Thank everyone think whatever God you believe in, just thank them. Because
I need you to stop looking at the Statue of Liberty like that, bro. Okay, you can't have it. She's out.
That's our freedom.
Well, my standpoint with Galactus is he's like an Avengers level, like end of the world, Infinity War, Endgame sort of villain, and I'm really not happy that
he's literally not.
He's the Fantastic Four fought up at their first like time he showed up. So like that's kind of.
I kind of want Galactus to be like an Endgame sort of villain, not a first villain sort of character.
I don't think he can be. I mean, like he can be like the villain where it's like we all have to come together to fight him. But like,
Mhm.
I think at the end of the day, he's just like, I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Thanos where he was like,
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta
hard
go
to play.
eat,
Hey,
and
yo,
he's
bro,
He's
go
like, I'm
that way.
hungry, guys. I need to eat.
right. Like, how many movies you want to where he's just like, I'm on my way. Like, I'll get you. Like,
Oh, I
like
just
I'm coming.
okay. If anything, I just want them to give me like when we do see a full shot Galactus come in, I want to see like the same feeling I had when I watched Unicron in that last Transformers movie. I want to feel like I'm seeing God in front of me. You know, like
Well, yeah,
God,
but
man.
To be
but
fair, I
also,
like this approach more than Unicron. I thought Unicron kind of bitch in that movie, bro.
oh,
But
and
the
the one where he's
presence
like,
he had,
go get the.
man.
Other
He
than him
put he did.
torturing Scourge for something Scourge obviously didn't know because he didn't know
Mhm.
there were two parts of the key. I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
like
he's showing
Well,
up
no,
for sucking up dirt.
that's
you
because he
guys
didn't do
know
the
I.
scene. He didn't do the scene from the animated movie where he dunked on Cybertron, bro. He's like like that's
Yeah.
what you need.
Like
No,
you
I
guys
know what
know.
you mean. I do want him. Well, obviously, he's going to be bigger when he first shows up. I do want that
Mhm.
first approach to be very unique. I want to be way better than like the Celestial when he showed up. I don't want it to look like that.
Mhm.
I want like some cosmic horror type scene when he
I ain't
first
gonna lie to you.
appears.
Cosmic
The
Before
horror.
he
Celestial
shrinks
almost
down and be like, bro, what's happening here? Who are
Cosmic
these?
horror, guys. You
the
heard the
Celestial
man.
was kind of scary though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Huh?
Yeah, you guys know I didn't really much enjoy Eternals, but I'll at least say with the Celestials, right? At that end, that scene at the end where like Celestial just takes over like basically the sky and immediately draws all the Eternals to him. I'm like, that is a fear of God right there. I kind
Bro,
of
the shot of like everyone just biking in the park and enjoying their day, and then God shows up. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" Like just
yeah,
like grabs them.
Yo,
I feel like he's six
Oh my God.
people.
like
to be fair,
yeah,
I like how. Go ahead.
go. I just kind of want to see have that same sort of like my hair standing up moment when I see Galactus, you know. So
I understand, but I do like how faithful this seems to be to his first
oh
appearance.
yeah,
Him
oh yeah.
shrinking down and then like standing next to like New York and be like, "Hey, yo, bro, where? Who speak for y'all? Like, who am I supposed to talk to?"
Squirrel
But
girl.
Mhm.
I do want them to take more inspiration from the Marvel's version of the fight compared to the original
Mhm.
version. Like when Silver
Okay.
first comes down and the sky catches on fire
Uh-huh.
and the atmosphere sets ablaze, all other crazy stuff. Like it looks straight biblical. I think
Yeah.
you need that if you
Gotcha.
want to do the full scene like how you want.
I think
Gotcha.
but I think this is fine too, because you're concerned about Galactus's threat level, but I mean like the Fantastic Four do not have to beat him this, like for all we know, they could lose here. Or
I-
if you want them to get the win, but not beat Galactus, I mean just ultimate nullifier this shit. Like, hey, I can destroy the
Right.
universe. He's like, oh, okay, all right, shit.
The best
all right.
compromise you could really get is what happened, like, in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the show, where they didn't defeat Galactus. They just teleported him to a different universe where he was feeding off of, you know?
No,
And
I think
that's-
it's
No.
be the no.
yeah,
I think
that's
that's
what they
an
did.
actual L. That's him
Oh,
taking
yeah,
an
no,
L. I
that's
think.
an ill. Oh, let me go.
Yeah.
Let you go kill a whole other universe. That's not real. That's not really a heroic thing, bro.
Yeah. The
Well, no, it was the what you call the negative zone. That's where they sent them at.
I think
No.
I think
I get what you're saying, but like I think the nullifier, which is the actual ending to when he first showed up, works
Yeah.
fine. But I think he needs to win. If
Mhm.
we're going to
Yeah.
do Secret Wars anyway, I think they need to lose and use the lifeboat to go to another universe at the end of the movie.
Yep.
And they'd be like, yeah, this guy's going to show up later, eventually,
Mhm.
when everything comes back.
at
Mhm.
best they get the ultimate nullifier, and again that could just be the weapon that defeats the Kangs. You know what I mean? Like that could be the thing that or the Kangs or the Doom people, like whatever we're doing. Like I think we could do that.
The
But
Doom people.
the Doom people. But I think
Yeah.
whatever we're doing, either Galactus has to win or we have to get something for the movie up ahead. So I'm only
Right.
no.
See,
But
you could have
Also
used
pro-
Mole Man. Like, could have used Mole Man as a first level villain. But,
nah,
alright.
because it's like we fucked this
Dude.
franchise up like 2 times.
Hey.
Let's get
Hey, hey, Jake, imagine how much of a downgrade you will have to get. Like, if we do get a sequel to this movie, and you go from fighting Galactus to then fighting Mole Man.
Well,
It's not really a downgrade. It depends on how personal the story ends up being.
Mhm.
And also, it might not
In
even
my
be.
opinion.
It might be the opening sections of the movie. You could do like other big Fantastic Four.
Like,
They go to
like the
space.
scene in
They
The
do shit.
Incredibles. Like the scene in The
Yeah.
Incredibles.
Okay.
Yeah, they just they do the small fight, and then like after that they're like, oh, like fucking the Annihilus guy. We found out about him. Let's go figure out what that thing's about. Something like that.
Gotcha.
You know.
Gotcha.
So I mean, there's other things. We have a fantastic car, but not the fantastic car. So, also, that's flying.
How you feel about this modified Cadillac, G? It does fly, by the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks like it can fly, but I can see like the jet engines and
Like
all
it
that.
can fly.
I just
No,
like
no,
how
because
they-
like, well, look at the headlight. Look at the headlight thing. It has like the little jet turbine engine, not the jet turbine.
Like,
You know what I mean?
what you think? Like it looked like a fly, like a ass car.
Yeah.
God. But I like how they want to keep this as a period piece, even though it is futuristic. Like it's the future of the 1950s,
It's the
really,
Jetsons.
or something like that.
It's kind of
Yeah, pretty much, Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
I like
yeah.
the what's it called? Not Astropunk? No.
I don't know the atmosphere
steampunk?
name for it either.
I don't know. I don't remember the name, but you know what I'm talking about, right? I love that kind of aesthetic from like the
Like-
60s.
Oh, Atomic
okay.
Pop.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And plus, it
It's
keeps
like the Fallout feel, but futuristic.
Kind of, but less post-apocalyptic. Yes,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
obviously.
Yep. So that's cool. That's cool. Let's see what else was in
What?
there. That you
I want to
about?
ask, how did you feel about how drastic this is? Because this is the biggest change out of the designs we've seen so far for like a lot of their stuff. They look like no other Fantastic. This is really a regular car modified compared to the one in like the 2005 movie. No, 2008 movie.
Yeah, 2005, I recall. Yeah. Well, we all know we're going to get a build up to the actual car at some point in the future for merchandising reasons. So it's not like this car is going to be sticking around for the long haul. So.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Again, I'm just admiring the just period piece of this movie setting, if anything.
This car like it can low ride, bro. Like it can like have hydraulics.
Gotcha. So, but aside from that, how did you guys feel about the reaction to the actual Fantastic Four now? Reed, Sue, and Johnny, from what we saw.
What do you mean in the movie
Darling.
or how like people reacted in real life?
I mean in the trailer.
I like it because it goes back to like his original thing of I made a mistake and all my friends paid the cost, so I did everything I could to make them celebrities. So he got them on TV shows. He had like the interviews. It looked like he succeeded in his thing to like try to deal with his guilt. So I hope they fully bring that up. That's the only reason he did all this.
Gotcha.
But I think it's the first time we actually seen a Reed in the movie like go all in on that. Reed in 2005 didn't even want like anything. He didn't want none of that. They used to tell Donnie like stay in the house. We don't want any type of this. We don't want anything like that.
It's funny you should mention Reed because there is kind of like one little nitpick I had with him here. It's the mustache. Now I know it's Pedro Pascal, but whenever I think of Reed and facial hair, I always think of him going to full beard and mustache, not just this. The mustache just feels like a Tony Stark sort of thing, So.
Well, Tony
No, I
Stark
understand.
had so
Yeah.
if actually.
Yeah.
I used to think Tony Stark invented the porn stash.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think of Pedro Pascal, how a beard will look on him because I never saw him with a beard in any movie before.
I doubt he's going to care. I doubt they're going to care enough to make him fully change his face hair. To be honest,
I guess. So I guess we're gonna have to stick with the mustachio Reed.
like unless he gets sent to stuck in something where he has to physically age and they want to just show it easier. I doubt it.
Or most likely, so one of the other previous actors of Reed is going to have to be the one to get the facial beard. So yeah. So there's that. As for Sue and Johnny, they were there. I don't think there was really much there to say to really judge them on so far.
I mean, this is kind of like a teaser for
Yep.
what's to come. So be patient.
The They
by the way,
gave Johnny a jokey scene, and Sue seems responsible. That's all you can really say about it. You see a lot of Ben's heart from most of his scenes so far.
Yeah, I like the cooking scene where he's with Herbie, you know?
I ain't gonna lie, him tasting it and started clapping was like a
Yeah,
full shelf thing, bro. I was very happy for that.
yeah.
I do the same thing where it's like, okay, this tastes
Hmm.
great, but I want to
Hmm.
add something.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not that your food's bad. I
Mhm.
just it needs a little bit more kick in it.
There you go, you know?
I
And
swear to you guys, if I go see this movie and it's bad, I'm gonna be very upset.
ooh,
I'm gonna cry.
I
it
will
doesn't
cry with you. I'm
it
gonna
just
like
seems to
text
be
you after I go see it. I'm gonna be like, it was so awful. But
it just seems to
I
be
don't want to do that. I want to hit you up and be like, oh my god, it was awesome.
it just needs to be good, you know? Like
Yeah. The problem is it has to compete with Superman. If Superman's good, Fantastic Four has to be good. If Superman's
well,
bad, this movie has to be great. All right.
well, I mean, there's two different expectations with that because with Superman, that has to be good because like a whole universe is going to be building off of
No.
Superman, right? Yeah,
Kurt,
that has
what
to be
I mean,
great.
I understand what you're saying, but what I mean more is like this is gonna be the first direct versus they kind of have in box office in a
Oh, okay.
while. And also, if Fantastic Four fail again, they're probably not getting another movie ever.
Yeah, yeah.
From
We'll
what
see
the
what happens.
trailer looks like, it looks promising, but I
Mhm.
cannot guarantee what it's gonna be like because this is like the first like official trailer.
Mhm.
So
I mean,
we're
it's
gonna
just
have
Oh
a
yeah,
little.
yeah, it's just a small taste. And also, audience, just to let everybody know, I'm not going to be watching any other trailers for the Fantastic
Howard,
Four until the movie comes out. You know my thing, man. If it's a movie I'm excited for, I will not watch it. But for the purposes
you
of
have a new
tonight
trailer
for the
that's on here.
podcast, hey, for the purposes of the podcast, watched this teaser, you know. But after
That's
that,
fine.
that's it. I want to keep my surprise up because I don't want to already have an idea as to what what's the first part, the middle part, and the climax, you know.
What do
So
you think about the costumes?
I kind of
uh,
like them. It
yeah,
gives
yeah,
me it gives me that
I
vibe. Here, I'm actually gonna look up a
I know.
picture.
I know one
I like
complaint.
them a lot, but I know a lot of people who are complaining that they feel like sweaters. But I do like how Reed made
Yeah,
them to work, but also be super comfortable.
there you
Eh,
go.
It
Yeah,
fit.
one complaint I saw people have over the years when it comes to MCU costumes that they're over designed. But
Yeah,
this I kind of
and
moved
then
to
they're crying that
appreciate.
they're too simple.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I kind of feel like this is a breath of fresh air to see. Okay, it's a simplistic approach, and again, this is going to be I wouldn't say year one, but like we're going to see them eventually
It
get their
basically is.
iconic
Yeah.
suit. Yeah, basically year one costumes. We're eventually going to see them build up to more sleeker
Space age.
versions
It's
Let
of
giving
You,
costumes.
space
let
age.
you, you
60s
notice how
space age.
Reed, you notice how
wait.
Reed is the
What'd
only
you
one
say?
with
Which?
the,
Okay, so I looked it up. It took me a little bit to remember it. It's not astropunk. It's space age.
Oh, okay, space age. There
That's
you
the
go. Yeah.
vibe that this trailer is giving, and I'm loving it.
you
Cool.
notice how
Okay.
Reed is the only one without a white collar, so he can look like the leader. That dick.
Christ,
I
you
hate
have to
this
go
guy,
all
bro.
blue, man. All
I don't know
blue.
what. To be fair, I think it's more because if he stretched his neck with a white collar, it was worse.
Also,
There you go.
it's giving retro futuristic, like
Hmm.
futurism, and mid-century modernism.
I think Wizard has a whole like list of things now.
Which
I
is like
looked it
which
up. I was like, what
which
is
opened like a
up with this?
college textbook. Which opened a college textbook and like, all right, let's see here.
No, I opened
It
up
seems
Google like a normal.
postmodernism.
It's retro futurism and it's 60s
Yeah.
space age. That's what
There
I
this
you
is
go.
giving, and I'm loving it so far.
Yep.
Kirby, can you go back to the thing photo with him in the outfit, like in the kitchen?
There you go.
Like, I really like them give him full set of clothes. 'Cause I feel like we don't get that often. But you can really see like how stitched his costume is. It fully looks kind of homemade. Like this looks stitched compared to like Spider-Man suit. Spider-Man suit does not look like he's sold to himself. This has seems like it was sold.
Which, brother, this is also what I was talking about. Like, I don't mind the padded look. I just don't like every character have it because it gives them more personality. Like this gives them Austin. I think you pointed this out. Like this shows that this is homemade, made to be comfortable and functional, but also says a lot about Reed. That like this is like he wants his team to be comfortable like this. Like he wants them to be comfortable in what they wear. I think that it screams a lot more personality than like another MCU suit where it's like a bunch of padding, like the same kind of textures, the same kind of lines. Like it says a lot about their characters. You know.
You also notice on his belt he has pouches, like to at least.
Hey, I think someone commented. I think someone commented.
Oh yeah, someone. Which right. You want to read it? You want to read it? Which go ahead.
I don't. This random person said Reed is a dick for not having a white collar, and you know what? I agree with them.
Jotunheim of Witch said that, bro. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. The warlock of Alfheim. Yes.
Gotcha. But all right. Anything else?
Yeah, we can talk about Herbie.
Oh, Herbie. I'm glad they're not giving
something.
I'm glad they're not giving him a voice just yet. You know?
Yeah, bro. I didn't want Claptrap, bro. I was very scared.
I don't want an alpha from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So just for the sake of comic relief, So, yeah. He's there. He's simple.
I think the only other photo we have is the Johnny photo, right? No. So go to the one with all the teams on it.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
All right. So I put this in here to obviously compare all the suits. This one's closest to the original 1994 Transformer.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's actually pretty cool.
I just like how they're bright, man. Like, in a lot of big time superhero movies, like even the bright colored suits they have are made with dark tones, So.
That was always funny. You look at this poster, it's like bright colors, dark and gritty, bright color.
It's Earth's comics first family after all. Like comics are, I know they have the title of the first family of something, or superhero first family.
It's Marvel's first family of comics, like a lot of stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. So, all right.
Well, they're not the MCU's first family, that's for sure. Guardians beat them to it.
No, technically, with this being in the 60s, they are the first family.
The 60s of another timeline.
Yeah, but it's still the same.
Nope. Other timeline doesn't matter. Get out of the race. You're not even in the running. Okay.
Then the Eternals won. Then because they were for Guardians.
Dang, I gotta sit with that. But I was gonna bring up this small complaint. Maybe it'll look better. I don't like how black that is. Like, damn, bro. Purple spaceman, bro. That's my only complaint.
Well, no. To be fair, in can I say that? And what did I talk about the D23 footage?
What?
Oh, he's purple. Oh, he's purple in that one. That's all I need to know. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, Johnny.
Oh yeah, and I put this. I told Jake, I love this one. Like this visual, look like somebody Superman, bro.
Yeah. Sure. I will say, in terms of trailers, right? One of the most intense trailers I ever saw was the Rise of the Silver Surfer trailer. When Johnny's chasing after Silver Surfer. I mean, that was epic. I remember watching that trailer in a theater. Like, oh my god, this is gonna be the most insane crap ever. Where Johnny's falling from the earth now that he lost his flames. Yeah.
I actually got to meet Doug Jones at Tucson Comic-Con last year, and he talked about Silver Surfer, and it was so cool.
Aw, that's cool, man. Surfers
I'm so sick of Witch having a life, bro.
I know. God forbid I have a life.
Hey, I got to sit next to Charlie Cox as he was eating a tuna wrap. All right. So
anyway,
true story, audience.
Two people who have a life outside of this podcast.
True story, audience.
But so you look at the way this photo framed, it looked like he's a rocket taking off and everything. Like, bro, I really love this visual trailer. The trailer, like we said, the aesthetic of everything was pretty cool. The cinematography was great. I was very worried going into this because I don't know if you remember, the guy who's doing this is the guy from Spiderman films. And while Spider-Man Tom Holland's trilogy does have some good shots as the series goes on. I will argue outside of Mysterio didn't have a lot of truly cinematic shots, if that makes sense.
It's
Like,
better having
he's
all
doing
the
I think the best way to say it is his style isn't dynamic in the sense of like other Spider-Man have been. But he looked like he's doing some more unique stuff here for the Phase 4, at least with camera wise.
Right. So yeah, let's just hope for the best, you know? So alrighty then. You guys have any final thoughts before we move on?
If I see odds, if this is bad,
Oh yeah, break up the bid in the trench coat.
That's gonna be this it's clobbering time moment when he actually rips his sweater off, you know? So, all right. I guess with that, we can actually move on to the comics of the week, audience. So, all right then. Austin, all you, buddy.
You didn't read his book at all?
I read this book, but hey,
I'll just make sure.
Yeah, I'm just,
right, so,
but yeah, this is the start of your boy Craven, man. His big arc, all right. This universe.
Oh, bro, he looks so stupid. Okay, I like Craven, but this guy ain't a surrogate. Okay,
you just can't stand the tattoos, right?
I can't stand the mohawk.
Some changes are there just for change's sake, after all. You know,
That's not.
I'm looking different with the tattoo and stuff. The mohawk throws me off. This super serious hunter with this stupid ass haircut.
That's not Craven the Hunter. That's Craven the Crackhead. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at his eyes, bro. He definitely on something.
Hey, maybe he found something. Maybe he found some other herbs out there by Calypso. You know, so you never know. So
he's on that good.
Right. Yep. So what happened?
Well, this book starts off with okay, so me and Jake talked about this off screen at some point. I think a week ago.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with this book is the insane jumps off panel. Because the same thing with, I don't think any other book has this problem. But for some reason, well, I guess the Ultimates, they jump forward in time like past drastic events. This book starts off with the son, Nathaniel, I believe his name's Nathaniel. Because Uncle Ben's alive. He wouldn't name him. No, it's Richard, I think.
Richard. Okay.
Whatever. His son, whatever. His Peter's son is being Spider-Man because Peter's been missing for 2 months. I mean, he's been taken by Craven, him and Harry, for 2 months. They skip the whole part of his son putting on suit, becoming Spider-Man. He's just Spider-Man now.
Yeah,
that feels insane to think that we.
Also, I want to bring up that like Peter, as far as I've been following the story, Peter has like barely fought the Six. They were tasked with hunting this dude like 2 years ago, and he is like barely fought like one of them. Like I think he's fought two.
No, to be fair, it's only been for Peter since he fought Kingpin. It's only been 3 months.
Yeah, I was about to say like Peter's whole career as Spider-Man hasn't even went through a year, has it?
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was a year or 2 years. I can't remember. My point is like they know who he is. He casually swings around the city. They were already given the mission to do it. 3 months is already stretching.
They don't know who he is. They know who he looks.
Well, no, they know what he. That's what I'm saying. They know he's Spider-Man. That's what I meant to say. But like, they know he's Spider-Man. He's swinging around the city freely. It's not like he's like he's there. Like just like get him. Like you know what I mean? Like try.
They
and then it's
get
also,
them. Damn. Okay.
And then it's like
it was about them getting them.
Yeah. No. But that's my other thing. Listen. So that's my other thing. So like in this issue, and correct me if I'm wrong, Austin, like they figure out his identity. Like they know he's like Peter now, right?
Okay, well,
yeah. Craven and Mysterio now.
To be fair, when they said, "Hey, yo, I want y'all to go get him," Black Cat tried to go get him. He got his ass whooped. All right.
Yeah.
So you
and then Craven said, and then Craven said, "You know what? I'm going to do it correct. I'm going to study him. I'm going to research him, and I'm going to go back." And that's what he did.
Okay. So my follow-up question is like in this issue, if I remember correctly, because it's been like 2 weeks, they know his identity now, right? Because Craven knows.
Only two.
Oh, okay.
Craven knows.
I'm about to say. Oh, I was about to say because that was like that's like a whole.
Craven knows he won't tell. He hasn't told Kingpin he has them. He hasn't told Kingpin her name because he wants to play his game.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say that's like insane. Like it hasn't even fought these people; they just know who he is. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, keep going.
Only
As you were saying.
Craven knows, and he's not telling because it goes against the thrill of the hunt. All right,
He ain't no
basically.
snitch.
But no, Richard, whatever the fuck this kid's name is, he's
It's
having a
Richard.
conversation with the
Peter's
symbiote Spider-Man.
Peter's
And it-
kids are Richard and May, by the way, Austin. I checked it out.
Okay, Richard is having a conversation with this fake Peter, bro, and it's so awkward because
Yeah, 'cause
he know that isn't Peter.
Yeah, keep this in mind, audience. Like, Peter chose to have his AI in the suit kind of be him, his voice, so.
Yeah, he told her to have his voice, and he told her if anything happened to me, take care of my family.
And also, don't sleep with my wife.
Yeah, don't touch MJ ever. And the son had to make sure, hey, yo, you ain't touch my mom, right? You're like, bro, that's not your job to ask. I understand you have that question, but it's not your job to ask.
Okay.
But we cut to Craven. Moleman is caught up to him. He's like, bro, I asked because we don't like surprises, bro. Do you have them? He's like, yeah, I have them. I always have them. I had them for 2 months now.
I've been feeding them. I've been caging them. I've been making sure they're showering and all that
I
stuff.
sedated them for like a month at first, and then they started waking up. I've been, hosing them down. I've been feeding them. They're alive. I have them here.
Yeah, I've been making sure they were working out because I want them to be a challenge for me. Yeah, so yeah.
And the best part about this is that this Savage Land, you find out, is just the Mole Man Kingdom under New York. So instead of just living in random caves and caverns, it's literally like Kong's, like the MonsterVerse with Godzilla, where there's an inner Earth area.
Yeah.
And it's just a Savage Land. And I'm like, this is very smart. That's very cool. That you can lead to, like, this can lead to a lot of cool stuff later.
This is the most powerful kingdom Moleman has ever had, apparently, so.
You see a 4-armed orangutan choking out a dinosaur? That's right there. Man, like this is peak, man. You also see what people think might be Devil Dinosaur, but it probably might just be a red T-Rex. But how many red T-Rexes can there be?
All right.
But Craven's basically just bragging about, look, bro, I got him here. We're about to have fun. Mysterio shows up, and he still looks pretty baller. And he's like, bro, what are you doing? I said we need to meet in secret. Why you coming out in front of Mole Man? And he's like, bro, I didn't want to be here. This nigga invited me too. So Mole Man just knew we were going to talk. Because he's been using Mysterio to get like the drugs and stuff to sedate them.
Right.
But Mole Man and Craven almost get into argument of words. He's like, bro, I'm not going to betray Kingpin. And you going to betray Kingpin? Mysterio says, calm down. And he's like, bro, look, we get that you have them, but we need to see that these two people are alive. Because at the end of the day, Kingpin's going to want them alive. You can't kill him. He probably going to want to kill himself.
Right.
So he take them down. And this was their first time where they see what Harry and Peter look like. But he don't tell them their name. And he's like, look, bro, I got them down there. I put on bomb collars. They're all right. They're just eating food. It's all good. And then the moment just sits down and starts eating. Hold on. The way he did it so casually had me laughing, bro. He sits down before everyone else starts eating, bro. Everyone else is still standing up. Mysterio goes around. He grabs Harry by the hair like some dominatrix stuff. I'm like, bro, hey, you all right over there? Oh no, it looked funny the way he did it.
Wait, so they see Harry Osborn?
Yeah,
they see him. So they might end up recognizing Harry, but they don't say specifically his name.
Okay.
Harry's actually a public person compared to Peter.
That's why I'm not really vibing with, like, because the idea that like the villains, Peter and Harry haven't even gotten a rapport with them, and like they already Well, I mean, we don't know. They'd have to be stupid, but they already seem to know their identities. It's like
Actually, I know.
so
Actually, they do know Harry. They don't know Peter.
okay, but I mean, like if
No,
you
no,
just
no,
look into
no.
Harry, you can figure out
Actually,
Peter.
no. Actually, no. I'm about to. So I'm reading it over. Yeah. So he's like, I figured out who the Green Goblin was way before anyone else, bro. The tracks were easy to follow, bro. I'm a hunter. This guy right here, he's Harry. Because Moment says, bro, I bet you know who they are. He's like, yeah, yeah. So that guy's Harry. You know who? What company he run? Oscorp, blah blah. He has a wife named Gwen. Don't think about hurting her. Harry says, and he's like, bro, her face in your hands. All right, you comply and give you the hunt. I won't go beat up your wife. This is how it is. And who's this? And then this guy here. This is Peter.
That's what
he says it's so funny because he stabs the knife next to him. He's like, "This Peter Parker with his perfect wife Mary Jane and those perfect kids, Richard and me. That's a hard thing to hold on to, huh? Perfection. I want to see if he can hold it."
They barely fought him. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's too quick to me. That's like a damn. Like okay. Then like
every fight you have.
Right, it's right. That's what I'm saying. Like the month gap thing is not working for me.
I'm okay with it because I believe Harry's going to end up killing these people,
and
that's going to be what caused the divide between them two.
Yeah, because it's like unless they all die here, that's the plot. But it's like, damn, bro. It's like,
no.
But even then,
I don't think they're all going to die here. But I think Craven's going to die here. And then when the other one tried to go after Harry's family, eventually Harry's going to have to kill them. And then Peter's going to be like, bro, look, I get it, but you can't be killing them. And Harry's going to be like, you a bitch. And that's going to be like the rift between these two.
Yeah.
So we know at some point he's going to be the Green Goblin.
Right. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I agree. Because I didn't realize they did it at first. I swear the first time I read it, I didn't realize he said it. But I guess it is what it is at this point. Sadly.
Yeah, we'll see.
One thing I did like about this issue, right? Like, when we go back to Richard, yes, he has to temporarily kind of fill in his father's place as Spider-Man with the AI suit and this and that. But we see that Black Cat, Felicia, the one who's supposed to be younger than the Felicia we know, right? She's going after Spider-Man, and she ends up attacking Richard. So I guess we are going to get the whole Spider-Man Black Cat dynamic in one way, shape, or form in this.
Well, that's my problem though, in the sense of if Peter got his power from the bite, and then you had to give him the suit that also emulate his full power set. So it's why did you do this to Spider in general? You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean.
I get it. It's because now we can do Peter can get a regular suit, his son can get this, and you still do a Venom story with the son, and then Peter has his own, type thing.
Yeah.
But it just in hindsight, it's that was a weird choice of you, Tony Stark.
Well, blame Tony Stark for making a too super souped up suit for Peter, then, right?
No, I forgot that was his dad's last suit. My bad.
Yeah.
His dad made that suit.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, no. I want to say this though. There's a scene where Peter and Harry gets attacked by a velociraptor, out of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And Peter, Jake, it looks like Peter tried to snap his neck like Kong did the T-Rexes in Peter Jackson movie. But then he couldn't do it, so he just started wailing on this thing. He punched out this dinosaur, bro.
Also, I'm not gonna tell Peter I'm not gonna tell Peter to quit being Spider-Man, but I feel like if this happened to be 3 months in, my wife already told me hey, if it gets out of control, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? It's like damn, bro. I don't know.
I'll be real with you, bro. If Harry killing these villains is what caused the divide between him and Harry, I'm gonna look Peter and I bro, he had to do it. Come on, don't be a bitch about this. If they tell Kingpin who your family is, your family's never gonna be safe.
Since Peter's been Spider-Man, I think he's only caught 1 W in this universe, and then he's been captured separately.
He beat Black Cat. That's it.
Yeah, and so it's to me, it's by the end of this arc, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'd be like, yeah, Spider-Man no more, bro. I don't know if this season. What he has nothing to be. He's accomplished almost nothing. in a year, like 3 months. He's been
Hey,
doing
look,
that
look,
beginning.
bro. Hey, two of
He
those months
beat
I was
Black Ab.
captured. Leave me alone.
He beat
Like,
Black Ab, and he survived a confrontation with Kingpin. That's something, man.
he
Come on.
survived. He
Yeah.
survived,
Yeah,
and he beat.
he lost to the Shocker. He lost to
Yeah.
Bullseye. He got saved by Green Goblin. He lost to Green Goblin.
Oh,
He lost
yeah.
to Kingpin. And then he lost to Craven. Off screen.
And not only he got kidnapped for months in a savage land just because he had this costume on. It's like it's not worth it. Like it's like this isn't even worth it. Like this, I don't know. We'll see where this goes. Maybe I'll support it. Maybe,
I
don't know.
agree though. At this point, it's like, bro, I don't think I'm cut out for this life. Or it's like I'm just gonna start wailing on y'all, bro. I'm not holding back. No being careful. I'm going friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm sending you through that brick wall, bro.
I'm the deadly neighborhood
There's
Spider-Man.
no
bitch.
holding back. I'm punching you out the moment I swing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, conversational first issue to this arc audience. So see where it goes. So alrighty then. Any final thoughts before we move on?
No.
I have to go, and it's kind of funny that my book ended right at the time. I got to the
Oh,
hour.
Hey, right
okay,
before.
okay.
Proud of you.
There we go.
Yeah,
Right on
so
time.
I guess that worked out. I really thought that we were gonna go over the time.
Gotcha. But alright then. It was nice having you here, Austin. So yeah.
It's all right. I'll be listening in on YouTube because I want to hear Witch tell me gay stories. All right.
Okay.
You get to hear about
Yeah.
mysteries and gay people.
I don't know about that
You'll be very
Bionicle
happy
thing.
with my second book. You'll be very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic and Dad, I'll make sure I'm here for it. I don't know about this Bionicle thing.
Gotcha.
Turning
Yo,
ass
go live,
sideways.
go live your life, my Paraka, bro, my fellow Paraka, bro. Go live your
Shut
life.
the fuck
I
up.
almost said something, bro. You gotta stop, okay? That felt dangerously close to saying something, okay? I had to hold it in because I knew you weren't going to say it, but I felt it in my soul. I want you to know that.
Gotcha.
All right, I'm going to go later.
Bye,
All right.
Austin.
Yeah,
we'll see you
All right.
later.
But all right then. Let's move on to the
I
next
can finish
one.
reading my book. I can finish rereading my book while you talk about Bionicle. So take your time.
Yeah. Well, yo, it's the Parakas. All right, the gang is on the. It's their name. What do you want me to do? That's their actual name. It's the Parakas.
This sounds like this sounds like Bionicle's attempt at being hip and modern on
Actually, well, okay. It's funny you say that. There is a listen. Do yourself a favor and look up Yo Paraka. It's an official Bionicle rap about the Parakas, and they do like it's like Yo Paraka. The gang is on the loose. Nothing you could do. So I was like, why
even Smokey the Bear had to make a hip hop video at one point. So I guess why not Bionicle?
Speaking of this rap, speaking of the rap, meet the Trigger, the Tracer, the Drifter, the Snake, the Beast, the Bully. All that makes Paraka. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! That was the best I've ever seen you guys do pictures.
This is the thug life here, Bionicle style audience, Yeah.
Well, as I said before, we are now in the teenage age of Bionicle. So this is like Bionicle. So we were in the. So when we first started with Matanui, it was the children. It was like, the kid-friendly good versus evil stories. And then we got to the Metro Nui saga, and this is like the preteen story. We introduced kids to like darker themes and concepts. Now we're in the teenage story. And also this era has one of my favorite soundtracks of like all of Bionicle. So every era but the first one has a band assigned to it. So Metro Nui was the first one to have it, and they were assigned to all Insane Kids. And they did the two songs, Hero and Caught in a Dream, which are good songs. It's fine. But then we went to Voya Nui, and from Voya Nui onward, oh my god, the bands they got fucking slapped. We actually have what's the one? Which do you know the song Move Along? By All American Rejects. That's the band I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of.
Maybe.
So there's a band called All American Rejects, and they did the song for the Toa team of this arc because we're gonna meet them like way later. But the Toa team of this arc has their own song called "Move Along," and it's like the trailer they did for it was fucking peak. I was like, why didn't they make a movie about this? I loved it. But yeah, like I said, so Bionicle's becoming more like multimedia now. Now we're getting like more instead of movies, we're getting more teaser trailers for the toys. We're getting more books, more comics, and all that stuff. But to get into the book proper, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the first villain book in the Bionicle universe. This book is mainly about the villains of the Bionicle universe.
And Jake, just to ask this isn't like a sympathetic villain. This isn't gonna be like I feel sorry for yourself villain. This has to be a villain, right? Yeah.
There's a moment in this book where like someone is talking about how like they're talking about so I'll get into it. Like there's a moment in the book where like I think it's they give me it's this character, Thok. He's talking to a Matoran, and the Matoran's like talking about like the origin of the island. He's like, yeah, this Matoran's like, yeah, we come from the Voyanui is like a weird island. It came from down below, but then it broke apart from the surface and it came back to the top, and a lot of people died, and we live here to honor their memories and to live on for them. And Thok goes like, yeah, why are you lying to me though? It's like I don't and like the guys and the Matoran looks at him like, yo, what the fuck? He's like, I know you're lying to me. You're trying to hide that treasure here. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So these guys, the Paraka, are honest to God 100% evil. There is no remorse in their fucking soul. Okay, they are just evil motherfuckers. But yes, so just to recap the plot, basically where we are last time, gather friends. It's time to go back to Voyanui as we continue the Island of Doom saga. So then the last time we were here, we learned a little bit of Voyanui, that unlike Metronui and Matanui, that the island is kind of like a hellhole. Like Matanui was an island paradise, Metronui was a technological paradise. This is just like a shithole. Okay, no one wants to live here.
Honestly, that's how I feel.
There's a huge drought on this island. So all the Matoran are just kind of stuck here. They can't get water or anything. And on top of that, they're being attacked constantly by the Rahi beasts that invade the island as well. Now, normally, when an island is like this, you kind of get a Toa team to come with your package, but no Toa team has been here in years. Or like there's no such thing as like they know what Toa are, and they keep praying that Toa will show up. But they never do. And so while one of them is like hoping for a Toa to come, a canister washes to the shore. And this is invocative of the Matanui saga, how when there was a similar situation where the Matoran were praying for Toa to show up, and the Toa Mata showed up. So this is the same scene, only instead of a hero, we get a villain. And we find out, that this is where we meet the Paraka. And I forget which one at the time, because it was the last time I read this book. One of the Paraka shows up and he pretends to be a Toa, because when the Paraka came here, they had a plan. You see, the Paraka are dark hunters, which in the last book we learned is an organization that hunts down, that does bounties, basically, like odd jobs. Like basically they do whatever they can for the bread. And to kill one dark hunter is to invite the wrath of them all. And that was the brotherhood we were introduced to last book. Yeah. So in this book, so the Paraka are a part of that organization, and they know about the Mask of Life, and they know it's on Voyanui, and they are looking for it. But so the Batoran don't cause too much of a problem for them, they're pretending to be Toa. So this is basically a dark version of the Toa Nuva team. Basically, they're all evil. So I did the song, but just to introduce you to them, we have Avok, the Trigger. We have Radok, the Tracer, and we have Thok, the Drifter, Zaktan, the Snake, Vizok, the Beast, and Hakan, the Bully. In terms of personality, these guys are so far not too different from each other, but I know as the book goes on, we'll probably get to them. But what do you think of their designs? I mean, like, I actually
They're
really
pretty
like
cool.
them.
I like the very dark Fruitigo Metro or whatever the fuck it's called aesthetic that they got going on. Very 2000s. I like it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
I'm surprised none of them have a mohawk, given how gangster they're supposed to look.
Yeah, I think one of them has like a.
Okay, they're gangsters,
mohawk.
Not punk. Get your facts.
Yeah, these guys
I'm
are
a simple
straight
man, Wedge. So yeah,
Is that the hard
these guys are
difference?
Well, you know, these guys are straight thugs. But before we even get into that, I love how immediately the lore has opened up. Okay, so what we found out in the last arc, Metro Nui, was that Metro Nui wasn't just an island that was nearby Matsunui. Metro Nui exists underneath Matsunui, which was a huge revelation. The tunnel system that the Toa Metro used to find Matsunui in the first place, led them upwards, which means like even though you can see a sky, like when you're in Metro Nui, you see a sky and two suns, like the way that you look outside the window and you see like the sky. But above the sky is another island, and it also has its own sky and its own sun, which is like a unique thing that's very important detail that we need to keep in mind for the future references. We also get a new lore addition too. So the Toa Nuva were said to have come from the heavens. We find out that's actually not true. The Toa Nuva are being told by Taraga Duma that it's only true from a certain point of view. They seem to have actually come from somewhere in the Metro Nui area. So they come from underground and they were shot up in the sky to the heavens and they landed back down to the sea. So it's kind of a soft retcon to say like, hey, they're actually from somewhere underneath the earth, not from not top the planet. So, you know, yeah. And this is, again, I'm only bringing this up because this is super important way down the line. This is the only reason I'm bringing this up is because it's really important. And Bionicle fans, you know where this is going, but it's important that I bring this up now. Okay. So, the mission of the next 3 books we'll be reading is that the Toa Nuva are going to be hunting for the Mask of Life. They found out that because of what Makuta did to put Matsunui, the spirit, asleep, they might have woken up Matsunui, but Matsunui is sick now. He's dying. He's like literally going to die. And if he dies, so does the universe of Bionicle as a whole. So the Mask of Life is the only thing that can cure him from that disease. And it's on the island of Voyanui, which we also find out is on the, well, I already told you guys earlier, but it's also on the surface where in the Matsunui region. But to get there, the Toa Nuva are going to need to take these canisters, the same canisters they used to get to Matsunui, the island. But they need to take a new set of canisters and get there. Now this promises to be a dangerous adventure. Voyanui, not much is known about it from the outsider's perspective, but for the fate of the universe, the Toa Nuva's got to do it again and save the day. I did like some character dynamics in this section too. We also got it was very brief. When you learn about Vakama's whole story, his interactions with Tahu are even greater because Tahu is a hothead, and Vakama in his story, he can be a hothead, but he's also more tempered. But you can tell that he relates to Tahu a bit more. Like he understands why Tahu, like when Tahu gets anxious and angry about something, Vakama's like, "Listen, I know how you feel. Just stop. Just cut it out." You know. So it does make Vakama feel like more of a mentor role to Tahu, which he was in the original novels as well. So I did appreciate that. But our main focus from this point on, because the Toa Nuva are on the way. So our main focus here is back on the Paraka themselves. Now that they're pretending to be Toa, what kind of shenanigans do they get into? Well, the Matoran, again, they're really happy to have Toa here. This is like if you prayed for the Justice League to show up and you got like the crime syndicate instead. Just didn't know. So they're really happy that the Paraka, the Toa have shown up, and they call them by as if they're Toa. But I think slowly, one by one, they realize these people are not very Toa-like. I already told you the one instance with Thok and his Toa, but there is another one where Avok, who, let me pull him up on the screen here. Avok the Trigger. I don't like the name, so we're gonna avoid saying that. Avok is trying to make a contraption, like a little device, and Matorian comes over there. He's like, "Hey, Toa of Stone, I don't mean to be a bother, but like, what are you doing? Are you making a machine that's going to help us with the drought? Because we're really dealing with like a drought right now. We could use some water. We can't drink lava and all that." And Avok's like, "Yeah, I'm working, just like whatever." And he's like, "Okay, well that's cool. Well, maybe I can help. So what does this thing do? What does that thing do?" And Avok grabs this little motherfucker and like throws him in a cage. And this cage is unique in the sense where like you can see him, but he can't speak. And Avok goes like, "Matoran are meant to be seen, not heard, and even seen is debatable." I was like, wow. And he just leaves him in that contraption for like ever. Basically. Okay. So, we already told you about Thok. We also have we also get to meet I think his name is, I'm scrolling down because I have it in my notes here. We meet the false Toa of Water here. And I think his name is Vizak. Okay, let me pull him up. Vizak, the Beast.
I was about to say, how's his credit score?
It's not that great, honestly. I'm pretty sure he's terrible. I think he's the least financially responsible.
The way you said it, man, Visa. Yo.
Yeah. Vizak.
Okay.
He's so Matoran comes to him for advice because she's like, feeling. We find out something else about this island too. This island doesn't have a Taraga, which is a huge deal because in the Bionicle universe, Taragas are the leaders both spiritually and politically of the island. So like on the island of Matanui, the Toa Metru became Taraga. Like they gave up their powers to become like the old wise sages of the island. To become a Taraga in the Bionicle universe, you need to first be a Toa and then willingly give up your power to become that wise leader, basically. So you trade your power for wisdom, essentially.
Yeah.
But the Taraga, so in Metro Nui, it was Taraga Duma who got secretly replaced by Makuta, and on the island of Matanui, it was the Toa Metru, so Vakama, Nokama, all them, everything. Yeah. But this island doesn't have a Taraga. Their Taraga died when the island separated from the land, which also indicates, by the way, that Voya Nui somehow comes from the same place as Metro Nui because it's from the sea. But like we're not really sure how that even happened. So, but yeah, so the guy's like asking like, yeah, I just kind of want to know like, I kind of want everyone to start listening to me more, but like no one really seems to listen to me. And Vizak's like, oh well, that's easy. You just kill your Taraga. And Dula's like, what? And he's like, okay. He's like, what? Okay. He's like, yeah, just like kill your Taraga. And he's like, it's like I can't really do that. He's like, well, listen, Taragas are a bunch of like talk and nonsense. All right, listen, I had the quote from him too. He says, Vizak says, Taraga are always getting underfoot anyway. I remember one I met a long time ago. I wanted to do something. He kept saying no. We ended up having a discussion about personal destiny. And Dula's like, well, what happened? And Vizak glanced at her and bared his teeth with a wolfish grin. Turned out he didn't have as much time to achieve his as he thought. Vizak killed that motherfucker. So yeah, like I said, these guys are just evil. There's no redeeming qualities about them. They're just evil. Like that's all it is. But yeah, so where I left off at reading it's been a while, but the Paraka pretty much turn the island into their personal playground as well. So like they're making temples in their names and all this other shit. They've turned these Matoran who looked at them for hope, and they're turning them into slaves, essentially.
Wow.
Which is again, it's really fucked up. It's like, damn, imagine like just waiting for Jesus Christ to show up and it's actually like the Antichrist and you just didn't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's basically what it is for them. We haven't really gotten to the other Paraka yet. I mean, I was just starting to read that chapter, but ran out of time. Maybe if we have extra time, I can review that as well. That's only if we have extra time tonight.
Week, dude. That's fine.
Yeah, but these books are long, so I like to get through them so I can get to the end. So but yeah, so the Gang is on the Loose arc is really entertaining. Again, it's cool just seeing like unapologetic bad guy. I think it's aged well because we don't get that a lot. So, like real bad guys doing real bad things is really exciting. I don't really have any criticisms so far. I will say I think the Paraka so far are too similar to each other. I think a lot of them, there's not really a lot of nuances between them. I think the point of this point in the book is just to establish that they're bad people, and that these are not like good people. But hopefully as time goes on, I do kind of want to see the differences in their personality shine and all that stuff. But yeah, but yeah, there's a lot more in this book to go. We're not even at our new Toa team for this arc because we have a main character cast we haven't even met yet. So. We'll get there when we get there. So there we go.
Okay. Sounds like a good start. So
yeah.
All right then. I guess with that we can move on to the next comic, audience. So okay, now you can squeal, Witch. Go ahead.
Happy to squeal like a dumbass. Anyways, I'm talking about Ultimate X-Men Volume 2, Issue 11, written and drawn by the one, the only Peach Momoko. I went to my comic book shop today and I grabbed I got this issue, right? And I wanted to see if there were variant covers. There were no variant covers. I think they all sold out.
No way. Which? Oh yeah, I was just about to say. Like, I'm pretty sure Peach Momoko was announced to have like a whole line of variant covers. I
So
picked up. I picked up the Scarlet
it's
Witch
either one of
one.
two things. One, they
Mhm.
didn't get the variant covers, or two, they all sold out.
Ah,
So,
okay. Yeah, because the only ones I got from that lineup were the Scarlet Witch one and the Deadpool one. But that's
but
all I
I
picked
was
up.
able to get the variant cover of Magic #1 drawn by Peach Momoko of like the Crow Demon guy. So
There you go. Mhm.
I got a Peach Momoko variant. That's all that matters.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways, if you turn the cover page, you do get to see the full art of the cover, not with none of the other stuff on it. So
Mhm.
you guys know the cast, you know them pretty well. It's the same people from the last time. I don't know why the Master and Viper are on here because they're not even in this issue. But
Oh.
anywhoosies, let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Mhm.
Anyways, so it starts off with Nico and Mori. They go to Natsu's apartment because she's been missing for a hot second. Like where did she go? Where did she come from? Where did she go? You can finish that later. Anyways, so they ring the doorbell. She ain't answering, and Mori checks her phone and is like, "Whoa, hashtag meat case isn't trending anymore." And so Nico was like, "Okay, Mori was not to an only child. Yeah. So it's just her and her mother. Yeah. So Nico uses her magic and makes a key. And Modi's like,
Mhm.
"What? No way! You can just do that?" It's like, yes, you can, cause it's Nico fucking Minoru, bitch. Anyways, yeah, still no hero alias. If anyone was curious. Same with Mori and Natsu, if you were curious. Anyways, so she
Okay.
unlocks the door. And Mori's like, are you seriously just breaking in? Shouldn't we like wait for Hisako? And Nico's like, yeah, no, she's with May. It's fine. So they walk in. They are looking around, and Mori's like, I don't think this is a good idea. And like this feels like trespassing. And Nico's like, yeah, you want to find Natsu, right? Like we need some kind of lead. So they walk down a hallway and they find Natsu's room. And they notice the two holes that are in the door. If you remember from a previous issue, you know where those holes came from. So
Ooh.
they open Nico's room, and Mori's just like, they're kind of shocked, being like, whoa, this is bad. Real bad. And can you switch to the next picture, por favor?
Yes. Right there.
Yay! So we see Natsu's room completely and utterly destroyed. And they're trying to like figure out what happened. And Nico sees like this plate thingy, this poster thing. We're not 100% sure what this is. We see it like broken in an X kind of look. Kind of like the X-Men. I'll shut the fuck up. I'll continue. Anyway, so we cut over to a temple behind the middle school that Hisako went to, and she's praying there. And then we see what happened earlier with her and May. And Hisako's like, "Hey, like, are you okay? Like, you don't seem like yourself." And May's like, "I'm just worried about Granny. She's not feeling well, and I kind of think it's my fault. I've been stressing her out. Can't stay much longer." And Hisako, being a good homie, is like, "Why don't you just crash at Nico's place with me? Like, it's fine. I'll ask for you." And May is like, "Oh, there's something else. I've been talking to some of the kids at the Children of the Atom." And Hisako's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, they're gonna try to recruit you." And she's like, nah, we're just hanging. It's fine. We're fine. We're chill. And Hisako's like, yeah, I don't have to worry about you getting brainwashed, but that shadow thing involved is something with the cult, And like Nico and Mori are trying to find Natsu on their own. Like they insist. Like, I guess we don't want to get too involved. And May's like, but we are involved. Like Nico said, we're mutants too. I don't think running away is the answer. Plus, better to regret something you have done than something you haven't, which fair enough, I guess. Anyways, we cut back to the temple, as you do. And, Hisaku's about to leave the temple where she sees a different shadowy figure this time. Ooh! It's a little less scary, by the way. It's a little less of a scary thing. So she's shocked. And she's like, oh my god, that shadow. and we see the shadow have like a purple aura around it, around this shadowy figure. So we see a girl with a sword thing strapped to her, with a black ponytail, wearing white and blue. You have an idea. So she's like, "Armor girl, you got a minute?" And Hisako's like, "Who the hell are you? Like, what do you want?" And the other girl is like, "Me? I stepped out of Legends. I'm a descendant of the Samurai Sai." She's like, "My family's been friends with Oni for generations. So are you a mutant or are you an Oni?" Which, funny enough, I think this kind of relates to the Demon Dates comic that Peach did a
Oh,
while
there you
ago.
go.
I
Nice
don't know if
connected
it's like
tissue.
completely connected, but it's definitely a reference. Reference.
Right.
Anyways, hold on. Let me get my chapstick on because you do not want chapped lips. That's not good, besties. Anyway, so Hisako's like, "Hey, I remember you now. You're that jerk who bumped into me in the locker room." And she's like, "Oh, name's Kanon." So it's Psylocke, by the way, if you're curious. I like it when Psylocke has black hair instead of the purple hair. That's just me personally. But that's just me. Anyways, so Hisako's like, "I don't know what your deal is, but I don't have time for fucking games." And Kanon is like, "Not so fast. I bumped into you because I smelled something special from you. Like, let me see what you got." And so Hisako has her armor around her now, and she's like, "Stop calling me that." And it shocked Kanon a bit. And she's like, "There she is. That's what I wanted to see." Ooh. And I don't even remember what picture I sent you. Anyways, can you switch to the next picture, please?
Sure thing.
There you go.
Right.
Anyways, so she's like, "Your power is mostly defense, isn't it? Well, I prefer offense." And so they start fighting a little bit. She cuts through the armor, and it dissipates. And she's like, "Is that it? Like, I thought you'd bring more." And Hisako's like, "I don't even know you. I don't have a reason to fight you." Kanon's like, "You don't even you don't fight even if someone does give you a reason, from what I've seen." And I'm like,
Wow.
"Damn, okay, well, you don't have to call her out like that. She doesn't want to fight people. She's not that kind of girly, okay?" Anyways, we cut to 4 months ago, with the scene where Kanon is kind of watching over what May and Hisako are talking about, and they just like they just walk out of the thing while Kanon's just like watching them, as you do. And so we cut back to the main battle in question. And Hisako's like, "Don't pretend you know me. I'm not some character in whatever story you're making." And Kanon is going in for the attack, and she's like, "That meat case thing? Yeah, I'm the one who found it." And so like goes to attack, gets blocked and punched in the face by the armor. And she's like, "Aren't you scared you could be in the suitcase next? Like, whatever happens, life is just a game, man. You gotta keep playing until the end." So we cut over to the X-Men hunt bullshit that I don't give a shit about, because we're not talking about Charles Xavier. We're talking about the girlies, okay? All that matters. So we cut over to the city where we see these two girls. They're probably Gyarus, realistically, from just like their vibes and their nails. I brought that together by their nails, by the way. If you don't know what a Gyaru is, look it up. They're cool. Anyways, so they're like, "Oh, anything new about Meat Case and all this other stuff?" And they're like, "Zero, but have you seen this cat meme? It's so cute." And so they bring up the black cat heist, because it's on the news and everything. And so we see Tsubasa, the Shadow King, by the way, if you were curious, walking home after doing Children of the Atom stuff. And so his mom is like, "Oh, you're home. You really shouldn't be going out. You're still healing. And like dinner's almost ready. And make sure like you wash up and come down." And so he goes into his little closet, into a safe space, and he just closes the door of this closet. Which, damn. So we cut over to this group of peoples, right? And we see this person with a mask, and they're like, hold on. They're like, thank you for coming out to find out the truth. Like, the adults are the worst, so we gotta do what we gotta do. And give me a quick second, please. Okay, I was trying to figure out what picture. Oh, you can actually switch the picture now.
Okay, the last picture. Okay.
Yes.
Right there.
So this one person with like a weird sun-looking mask is like, so all the meat case stuff has been disappeared, like it never happened, like, and everyone's like, someone is hiding something, like you have friends in the Children of the Atom, you have information, you can prove it, and they call this person their leader, and they're like, don't call me that, I'm no leader, and then they're like, what should we call you? So one of them gets the TV to work because they have a TV, and they're looking at the TV, and then guess who they see on the TV?
Who?
You gotta guess. It's no fun if you don't guess.
Not Spider-Man. Wolverine. Who popped up recently in Ultimate Universe? I give up. Doctor Strange.
It's
Doctor
Mace.
Strange.
We see Storm,
Oh, okay.
where they're talking about the rebel fighter known as Storm is proven to be a crucial ally for Wakanda, and all this other stuff.
Okay, so I was partially right when in reference to Black Panther then. Okay, all right. Partially.
Okay, whatever. So this person's like, Storm, call me May Storm. And they're kind of all looking at her, and then something creepy is coming out of the TV, some shadowy figures and lines and such. And they're like, what the hell is that? So we see that creepy shadow. This time we got a creepy shadow, guys. Oh my god. And they're all freaked out and everything, and May Storm is like, that is something that's been a pain in my ass for months, harassing me and my friends. And they're like, he's one of the Children of the Atom. And everyone's like, oh, is he an enemy? And then they're like, I thought he was, but he's just a victim like us. And the shadowy figure is like, what nonsense are you speaking? Like, I've been hearing whispers about you. You're a mutant. Ooh, like, I've heard you've been talking to Hisako. Tell me, where is she, neighbor? And May Storm is like, what are you talking about? And the shadow's like, surprise? I'll admit it took me a while to figure out who you are. You've changed so much since the last time I saw you. And we actually do see Children of the Atom people show up. And everyone's and they're like, what the hell is going on? Who the hell are they? So May Storm's group goes to see what's up with the Children of the Atom, because of course it would. And they're like, oh my god, that symbol, they're Children of the Atom. They're mutants like us. Like, May Storm, what do we do? And they're like, I'm not here to fight the Children of the Atom. I want to save them. And the shadow is like, I loathe hypocrites like you. And guess who we see pop up outside of this like little warehouse thing with their camera? It's Yukio.
No.
So do you have guesses on who May Storm could be?
May Storm can be...
It's very obvious. It's very easy.
Somebody with a name that's similar to a month, right? Which...
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Ooh. So that's where the issue ends. We do get a bit of lexicon for New Year's traditions. So coolio, and that's where the issue ends. We have to wait. Oh, we actually have to wait for this month to get the news, to get issue 12. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Yeah. Stay tuned, besties.
There you go. All right.
It was a great issue overall, by the way. I can't wait for the next issue. So, Peach, keep up the great work. And if I ever get to meet you, I'm going to have you sign some of my issues.
Some of your issues, man? Come on.
I'm going to get the Ultimate X-Men trade so I can have her sign it. She's so cool. I love her art style.
Cool. But, all right, then. I guess with that, we can move on to the next topic, audience. Unless you have final thoughts, Witch?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Great book as always. Go read it. People are like, I'm not gonna read this book. It's too slow. Shut the fuck up and go read it.
Gotcha. But all right then. With that, let's move on to the next book, audience. And we're talking about Deadpool number 10, audience. Woo! Guess what, audience? Wade Wilson's back. Oh, shocker! Like, yeah, y'all remember he was dead for a couple issues? Well, he's back. So, but with a cost, though.
Hold on. I forgot to pretend shocked. What? Oh.
I know, right? I know. But yeah, there is cost to him coming back. But I'll get to it when we get to it. We start off with Ellie. She's waking up from a nightmare, and you see that her dad's just sitting there in in a chair in front of her, just watching after her, And Deadpool wakes up saying like, "Oh, Ellie Bear, man, I had the most wonderful dream. I was number one at the box office for 6 weeks in a row." Yep. You can only make that joke if you're a success, audience. Keep that in mind.
Well,
All right. So,
well,
hmm So anyway, basically, it's like Ellie and Deadpool are just kind of picking up the pieces with what happened and all that stuff. Like the business is still in need of money. They're really hurting right now, and yeah, we do get insight as the status of their powers, right? It's funny. We were mentioning like yesterday about how like a lot of characters seem to be getting upgrades as of late, but in this situation, it's actually the complete opposite. Because in order for Ellie to revive Deadpool, she kind of had to split her powers up, which wasn't even as good as Deadpool's was, right? So basically, both of them they heal slowly now. But the most important thing is they cannot fully regrow a limb anymore. You know,
for now.
so for now,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's funny. Yeah, it's funny. This is my problem with regenerating characters. Is like technically they're the most ass fighters in any universe they're in. You know what I
it's
mean?
kind of
Like
it. Yeah, it's funny you should bring
it,
that up because even Taskmaster brings that up too. Like
yeah, it's like all of a sudden you have a generation and you're taking more damage than like Spider-Man does in a day. You know what I mean? Like how are you this ass? You know what I mean? Just kind of.
yeah, I
I don't know.
know.
It's,
Um, I am okay with the status quo shift for Deadpool, but I'm just wondering how if other writers will be keeping that in mind.
probably not.
Exactly. It kind of reminds me back in the days, when Steve Rogers was Old Man Rogers, and yet somehow he's still fighting head to head with Iron Man in his superior Iron Man armor, taking a repulsor blast to the face, even though he's an old man, only to find
We
out
call
years
that
later. Yep,
we call that freedom. All right.
I guess. But you can also take the word of the writer Hickman, who's like saying, "Yeah, when I was writing my Avengers run, I didn't write it with the idea of Steve Rogers being an old man." So
That
yeah,
too.
yeah. hmm So it's gonna be interesting to see if other writers want to carry on that little status quo shift with Deadpool. But more so to the point, right now, Taskmaster, he's already training Ellie, but right now he actually has to train Deadpool too because, as Jake pointed out, people with healing factors tend to be ass fighters, and Deadpool has been so reliant on his healing factors over the years. So now he has to fight without getting as much damage as he normally would. And this is throwing Wade's game off a bit. But hey, Taskmaster's always been the type to like, hey, push a birdie out the cliff and see if it flies or splats. So he immediately sends Deadpool and Ellie to like Russian mobster hideouts where yeah, they either survive or they don't. They survive.
R.I.P. Dance guys.
hmm There you go. They survive, but they get their bumps and bruises and they come back to the hideout. Deadpool is giving his daughter like the whole speech, like, hey, I just want you to know, Ellie, right now we're in a pretty bad spot in terms of the business, and we're likely going to have to take gigs that are going to make you see me in a pretty bad light. That's not something I ever wanted for you, and also telling her, yeah, you still have to keep abide by the no kill rule, which
Yeah, no
okay,
killing. You're not allowed to kill.
yeah, yeah, which I'm pretty sure Ellie is going to want to forget, going to want to not mention to the fact that Deadpool that yeah, I killed a man when you were dead. I stuck a grenade in his stomach, but you don't need to know that, Dad. Since when do kids tell their parents all their secrets? After all, right? You know. But yeah, basically they have a father-daughter moment, and yeah, they're accepting each other for who they are and all that yada yada stuff. And this is when you get to Taskmaster, right? Despite how badly the business is at the moment, he was able to get a high-end clients. You know, We don't see the person. We don't see who this person is, but the person's basically like saying, "Okay, look, we're looking to hire your services to kill this one person. But just so you know, if you fuck this up, we're coming after you." Like, okay, okay, all right, nope, no added pressure, right, audience? From your clients. So, all right, they accept the job, and this is this is gonna be kind of funny because this is actually gonna be considered Deadpool and Ellie's first time father daughter assignment, as a duo, and yeah, they can't bring Princess along because this sort of assassination is going to have to be done silently. And, Princess, as great as she is, she's not really there for stealth. And she's very sad about it, but she also makes Ellie promise, just make sure you don't eat any of the bad guys without me. And Ellie's like, I'll promise you at least that. So, okay, cool. So Deadpool and Ellie get their weapons. They teleport to New York, and Ellie's like, "Oh wow, we're here in New York. Dad, when you were dead, I was here recently. Oh, okay, that's cool." Deadpool's getting his sniper ready, and you even see an editor's note back in issue 7, back to the issue of Miles Morales' comic. When Deadpool met Spider-Man. And Deadpool ends up pointing his sniper at his target. Guess who the target is, audience?
Yo mama.
She was
That's like the
just
one.
kidding.
That was like the one thing I heard for like the past 2 minutes.
Gotcha. But yeah, the
I had to
target.
put it in there somewhere, audience. Okay.
There you go. Which has to be which after all. So.
Always,
Alright.
you know me too well.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, audience, that's their assignment. They have to assassinate Spider-Man.
Oh,
And if
shit.
they don't assassinate Spider-Man, then the organization that hired them will be going after them to kill.
I guess they're going after them. So
I mean, did they specify which Spider-Man though?
Miles Morales.
Miles.
Oh.
What does Miles do?
when was the last time Miles died, bro? We can clean him off the streets.
Yeah, he hasn't had a big death of, right? And hey, if you're a Spider person, I think this is something that every Spider person has to kind of come to terms with. You're expendable. You die,
Right.
There's a bunch of other Spider people out there, in the universe.
If you're not making Peter Parker money, you're kind of on the chopping block. All right, that's kind of what it is. So.
Yeah. Oh, and also let's don't forget to mention the fact that Ellie has her first crush on Miles. So yeah. This isn't going to be rifting anything between her and that. What was that, Jake?
Yeah. She's definitely not doing it. She's a fraud.
Oh my god! I just want to see that moment where Ellie's like, "Daddy, no, I love him," and then Miles is there in the corner, is like, "I don't even know you," like.
He's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah. You're gonna have a revert situation with Peter. How people were a little bit offsetted with Miles's age and Gwen's age because technically Miles is still in high school while Gwen is in college. Now you have the reverse situation where a 14-year-old girl is in love with Miles, and I want to see Deadpool go up to Miles and say, "Miles, she's 14, right?"
Wade, I don't know that person. Who is she? What are you talking about, bro?
Okay, that's all fine and dandy. Here, have some garlic bread. You're still a vampire, right?
Well, actually, it's a funny story. I actually met the Spider God. So
yeah, it's actually funny you should mention that because in here, Miles is in his normal suit. He's not in that vibranium suit. So
so this must be before that. All right.
No, this is after that because keep in mind, the writer of Deadpool is also the writer of Miles Morales' book right now, and this is to set up the crossover. And this is to set up the crossover, So
understood. All right.
Yeah. I mean, nobody should be surprised that one writer who's writing two different books is going to eventually lead to a crossover of those books.
Hey, you know what? I'll let him have it. It's fun. That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, good issue. Big shocker. Deadpool's back, audience. It only took like
There you
what
go.
4 issues of his death to stick. So yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right then. With that, let's move on, audience.
All right, guys. Once a month, coincidentally on a Tuesday. I think these every month these come out on a random Tuesday for me. So I'm always like, damn. Like every Tuesday I check online and say like, wait, did the new issue come out? So Sonic IDW is back. And we are with issue 76. We are closing out the Phantom Rider arc. This is basically just an epilogue, a nice, cool epilogue. Just to catch you guys up. It's been a month. All right. So I know you guys don't really remember. Basically, Sonic and Co. found out there was a grand conspiracy during the Riders tournament that was being perpetrated by Clutch, the opossum, the lamest villain in IDW, by the way. And his plan was to take over Restoration HQ and incorporate it into his business, Sweep Inc., I believe it's called. And he was going to use its resources to burn down the forest and then make a profit on restoring it. So he's going to burn down people's homes and then just like build over it, make a profit, something like that. Sonic and his friends stopped him, but Dr. Eggman came in to also help and beat the dog shit out of Clutch and dragged him into the shadows. So we don't really know what's going on with Clutch. This issue was okay. I think it was all right. I think the first half of it I was just kind of like so we have Sonic's story. This divided up into they don't really do it, but it's divided up into really kind of 3 different stories. We have the Sonic story, the Blaze story, and the Silver story. Sonic's story is he heads over to the Chaotix, who are kind of mad at him because he was working with Dr. Eggman to try to solve this mystery, and he didn't trust them to do it. But then Sonic's like, but you guys were captured by the time we found you. So like yeah, I'm not trusting with anything. And so I think my issue here is that Sonic is a very nuanced character. And I know people give a lot of shit to people who like are fans of like Sonic when he's written a certain way, but it's really because when you really understand how Sonic is supposed to be written, it is the most unique take on a superhero ever. The fact that Sonic isn't a superhero, he is a good guy who does good things, but he also loves adventure. He just so happens to save your life. He's not going out of his way to do it. Like for him, it's just like, oh, you're in trouble. I guess I got time. You know what I mean? When you write Sonic from this lens, he's a very different character. The reason I bring this up is because I find this a bit out of character. Sonic goes to the Chaotix for the express purpose of he wants to know what Clutch is up to. Like he's like, all right, well, Clutch got kidnapped by Eggman. I need to go figure out if he's okay or not. I'm like, you wouldn't care though. Because there's a difference between like it's a small difference. It's just like I don't know how to explain it. Like in the games, Sonic like damn near sometimes when he fights Eggman, he damn near kills him. And Sonic doesn't care. Like he's not like, oh, I wonder what happened to Eggman. He's like, I guess he's dead. You know what I mean? Sometimes he lets Eggman go, but only when like Eggman's beat. Like he's not gonna go out of his way to kill Eggman. But there's a lot of times where like he does like hit Eggman a bit too hard, and he's not even sure if Eggman's alive, but he's like, the problem's been dealt with, so I have no reason to really pursue it any further. Sonic is the definition of the guy who's like, he sees you doing something, and he's like, don't you do it, or I'm gonna have to come over there, and then he just kind of goes about his day when you're not doing it anymore. But it's just a small detail, but it matters so much to the character. So when I see Sonic going on and on about like how we need to find Clutch, I don't know if like this dude could be in trouble, this dude could be up to something. It's like this is very un-Sonic like. Sonic would probably just respond the next time Clutch does something. And also how I would have written it is I would have had the Chaotix attack Sonic because they think that he's because in this issue the Chaotix think that Sonic and Eggman are in cahoots. They're like it's still working for some reason, and I would have the Chaotix attack Sonic, and then Sonic's like, "Listen, I don't know what's going on, but like I'm not working with Eggman anymore." And then like I would have had them try to incorporate Sonic into the mystery, like figure out where Clutch is, and that's how I would have done it. That's neither here nor there. Next up, we have Amy and Blaze and Tails' story. I think this is the part where like I looked at Silver because Silver's also in this too. For those of you who don't know, Silver is the telekinetic hedgehog from the future. Um, I remember like the first panel that Silver and Blaze are in there and in the story. I was like, Silver, why the fuck are you still here? For those who know, Silver's whole deal is that he comes back in time. Oh, were you gonna say Crypto? You gonna say something?
I was about to say Silver will be saying like, "Hey, I have my fan base. Okay, come on.
I get that. My issue with Silver is just like his whole purpose is that he comes back in time. He tells the character something bad in the future has happened, and he's here to fix it. And we fixed that arcs ago. Like he came here because there was a zombie invasion in the past and it ruined his future. So he fixed it. And then he just kind of goes missing from the book for a while. So when he shows back up, I'm like, why are you still here? You know? But they do remind you this is a monthly book. Silver and Blaze are still here because Blaze is a princess from another dimension, by the way. So for those who don't know, Silver and Blaze are still here because they are on a world tour. They want to enjoy Sonic's world. Blaze pretty much beat up all of her villains in her universe. Like she has none left.
She's just vibing. Let her vibe.
Yeah. Like she's in the post game story. You know what I mean? Like I think when the first time she shows up, they're like, she's fighting like a bunch of pirates, and she's like, "Where are the rest of the pirates?" And the guy's like, "You killed them all." Like they're dead. Like there's no one left. So she just kind of
yeeted them all into the ocean to get eaten.
Right. So she's here and she's like, you know what? Let me just enjoy Sonic's world. Let me be with my friends because this is where I first made friends. And Silver's like, let me just enjoy the past and grow a garden that doesn't go anywhere, but whatever. And yeah, so basically Amy and Tails show up and they're like, listen, a lot's been happening. You guys missed out, but like Restoration HQ, the place where the main book takes place, where like, you know, we rebuild people's homes after Eggman attacks and all that shit. That's basically what it was. It got destroyed by Clutch. So now we're kind of picking up the pieces, and Blaze is like, well, you know what? Let me go help you out. And Tails like, well, you know, you don't really have to do that. If you want to just go enjoy your vacation, go ahead and do that. And Blaze is like, no, I gotta help my people. And I like this moment because like Tails is like, but like Blaze, we're not your people. Like you're from another world. You're the princess of another world. And she's like, well, Tails, you're my friend, which means you are my people too. I was like, oh, wow. So yeah, so they go on their adventure. Then we have it's only good because I like Silver, but we have like arguably like the best part of the book, which is fucking Silver. There's been this discussion. Okay, so here's the thing that's been going on IDW. I've noticed fans on Sonic Twitter are very vocal. We're a very vocal bunch, okay? And there have been debates lately about things like, oh, does Amy still have a crush on Sonic? Or oh, like I don't really like the way that Sonic has been acting in the books. And like literally like a couple issues later, magically, they don't say anything, but these issues are magically fixed in like a following issue. My theory is that IDW is listening to fan discourse.
Okay.
Because there was a
even though they're not allowed to say it, I believe it.
I believe it because here's Exhibit B, because here's Exhibit A. In the Phantom Riders arc, a month after everyone was like, are they retconning Amy's crush on Sonic? Are they saying that Amy never had a crush on Sonic? The issue that came out that next month, Amy jumps through the window and hugs Sonic, and there's hearts all on her eyes, all around her and shit like that. I was like, okay, that's a big coincidence. Last month, there was an argument about Silver's character. Silver in this story has been kind of like a himbo. Like he's been kind of like just like this goofy like he's supposed to be like he's been reduced to a more nerdy character, like a nerdy, naive character. And Silver in the games is naive, but he has a lot of edge to him. Like when you first meet him, he's very edgy. Like I think he tells Knuckles like, "Yo, shut up, bro." Like the first line to Knuckles like, "Knuckles, shut up, you're an idiot." Like that's kind of like the dialogue he kind of has with people. But it seems like he's softened up a lot. I know Ian Flynn has said, well, yeah, because Silver's been, you know, he's been with these people a long time, you know. But people were complaining a lot about it. But in this issue, I swear, every panel this dude is in, he is aura farming for no reason. I didn't want to overload you guys with like a bunch of pictures of Silver, but every scene he's in, he's like posing so fucking hard, and he has like he has this confidence in his eyes that like I'm not used to in a long time. So I brought this panel up as well. But Silver's role is basically this. So the Diamond Cutters, this review is going on a bit long, so to cut it short, the Diamond Cutters basically got into this whole big argument in the last arc, and they're kind of like shaken from like a big betrayal that happened. And it's really this character on the screen, Lanolin's fault that this escalated so hard. So, but they're not talking to each other. And Silver says, all right, listen, I'm going to go solve this problem. So he goes over there and he's like sitting there, arms folded like this. And he's like, all right, so, y'all going to solve this problem. You're going to need to talk. So who's talking first? And everyone gets this like really sappy therapy session. I wish I could show you like, oh my God, like some of this shit is just, it's really sappy. Like there's a moment where like, what's her name? Jewel, the beetle, by the way, one of the rare bug characters in the Sonic universe. She's upset because Clutch took over the restoration from under her nose, and she starts like crying, and Tangle grabs her and like, I'm not kidding. She cradles this like teenage girl like a fucking baby. I was like, this is like kind of weird. This is weird to me. And like they start she does like, it's okay, we're all good, we're all friends and everything. And I'm like, all right, this is kind of weird. Lanolin has her moment of being like, listen, I know it was kind of the John Walker of this team for a minute where I'm kind of like the asshole who kind of like, put my foot forward and told everybody what's what. And that really blew up in my face. So I'm sorry about that. And I'm going to start being more like, kind of soft-spoken again. And I was like, okay, well, that's not kind of where I went. Right, yeah. So less of a bitch. And so she's like, okay, listen, I don't want to be in charge of the Restoration HQ. I've learned that recently that I'm a kind of shit leader. So what I want to do is I kind of want to start small. How about we start rebuilding one town together? How about that? And everyone's like, okay, sounds good. Whisper was so fucking funny. Whisper has this ongoing hatred for this dude named Mimic. He's a shapeshifter. Mimic is responsible for killing all of Whisper's friends in like an earlier like issue and everything. And so Whisper kind of hates him for like obvious reasons. They had a book where she and her quote unquote not girlfriend, because if they could do it, I'm telling you, Tangle and Whisper would be dating. They'd be the first lesbian couple in Sonic. Okay. Okay. So her and her not girlfriend Tangle are having this discussion about like what to do about Mimic. Like Whisper's like, I'm gonna hunt down Mimic and I'm gonna kill him. And Tangle's like, hey, like we talked about this. We're not killing anybody. Like you said, we're gonna stop him, but we're not gonna kill him. And Whisper's like, yeah, right. And then I brought this panel because then she looks at Silver and she's like, Silver, you're gonna help us stop Mimic, right? And then I like Silver looks back at her and he's like, oh, absolutely. Like we're killing this bitch.
Jake, you need to make that your profile pic on here.
What, this right here?
Yeah, this one, the silver one.
Look at the aura he's trying to radiate. But anyway, so the issue kind of ends with like the team everyone going their separate ways. Sonic is looking for Clutch with the Chaotix. Amy, Blaze, and Silver. Amy, Blaze, and Tails are trying to restart Restoration HQ, and Lanolin and Jewel are trying to fix a town, and also Sonic.
They're just hanging out. They're just hanging out.
Yeah, they're just hanging out down the street.
They're being girly. They're being goilies and drawing and hanging out.
Yes, and also Silver, Tangle, and Whisper are looking for Mimic. So we have 4 different storylines going on. Next month we'll be with the Chaotix, and they're looking for not just Mimic, but also a Chaos Emerald that was stolen from Sonic and Tails in an earlier issue. So, yeah. Sorry I had to recap all that. It's like these issues come out once a month, and I'm the only one here other than Austin who knows what I'm talking about. And I wish he was here for these issues, but he's never is. So I'm always doing this by myself. So, but that's
how I feel about Avengers Academy.
Well,
or like my other random obscure comics.
Yeah, so
hey, if it makes it feel better, I'm the only one here who's reading Spiderboy, so I feel the same way. So, yeah.
So,
I think that's what makes this great, though, that we all have our own things.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But yeah, so see you guys next month with this. I'm going back to Voyanui, everyone. So
gotcha.
Woo! But Jake, you can't go to Voyanui yet because it's my turn. You know what that means?
Oh, that is true. Hang on a second.
It's my turn, and we're talking about Marvel Voices Avengers Academy, issue 31. There's something about Justin. That's what the issue is called. Jake, you ready?
That
for
is a
this?
good title. That is a good title. I'm not gonna lie to
It
you.
is a good time. There's something about him. I don't know what
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is,
yeah.
but we'll figure it out. But you excited? For
Oh, he's
this?
got aura. He's got aura. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's a juggernaut. He has to have a little bit of aura.
Yeah.
Even if you are a himbo, you're allowed to have a little bit of aura if you're a juggernaut. So you ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So it starts off at a first date. Ooh. And we see a giant hole in a building. And we see a journalist by the name of Marcus being held up by these weird tentacle things by Squid Kid. He's back.
Okay.
Remember him, Jake?
Squid Boy, yeah.
Yeah, Squid Boy, whatever the fuck his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His not so sinister 6. Anyways, so he's like, since you insist on behold, guys, Squid Kid, my ass, summoning a giant tentacle demon monster, and I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I'm gonna summon this guy, and you're gonna have to learn to fear me. And I just like how this little like the demon thing is just like in a crystal in it, like in a spear, and he's like, hello. He's just like, hello. Like, I'm here. And so Marcus is like, well, that sounds great for you. So I wish you luck on your Eldritch endeavors. However, there is a problem. I am late for my date, so that's not gonna end well for you. And Squid Kid's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then we hear a big hey everyone, it's me, Kid Juggernaut. What are you doing with my not friend boyfriend? I'm going to beat your ass now. And that's what he does. He beats the shit out of Squid Kid. And Marcus is like, wow, Kid Juggernaut, I was extremely fairly certain you would come, somehow. Because like it is like but between those two, it's like an unknown secret that Marcus knows who Kid Juggernaut is. Okay, Jake?
Okay.
You with me? So yeah. And so they keep doing this thing where they're really obviously trying to hide the fact that they know each other and that they kissed in that one issue. It was great. Anyways, so Squid Kid's like, wait, are you guys like dating or? And Justin's like, no. Like, I'm a superhero. He's a journalist, like, who just keeps coincidentally running into each other. It is a completely normal professional relationship. Okay, Justin. Okay. And Marcus is like, yeah, I guess what he said. And so guess what? The big demon Eldritch horror thing gets summoned. Oh, fun. What the fuck, Squid Kid? Hey, Jake, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you were a really smart, like, kiddo or whatever, what would you do with your thing? Would you, like, go to college early? Or would you, like, work on cool scientific experiments that don't involve summoning Eldritch deities? What would you do?
The deities part sounds fun, though.
It does, but if it's going to destroy the world, then it's not as fun.
But the multiverse exists.
I know, but, like,
What's one timeline of over 1 billion people compared to another one?
I mean, the Cancerverse does exist, so.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, so Squid Kid is like, well, you guys are too late. The portal's already open, and soon the armies will come and destroy the world, and I will win. And so Justin's like, hey, is this glowing bit important? And Squid Kid's like, what? And guess what Justin does? He breaks the gem. Just like kind of nonchalantly. He just like, break. And Squid Kid's like, what the fuck? No. So the demon guy goes away. And they tie up Squid Kid, which is so funny. I just love this little panel thing. I'll send it later, but it's so cute. Because it's just like Justin's helmet. They doesn't have the mouth slit or the eye slit, so you can just see the little eyeballs. And then just Squid Kid is just like, damn, I thought I had this time. And Justin's like, sorry, Squid Kid, looks like you're being head back to fish stew jail. And Marcus is like, aquarium? Yeah, that's right, that one. So Justin's like, well, till we meet again, Mr. Weatherell. And so he leaves, and then guess who comes back? Justin comes back, not as Kid Juggernaut, holding a little bouquet of flowers. And, you know, he's like, oh, I was in the neighborhood for our date, and I heard sirens. Like, are you okay? And so Squid Kid's like, oh, I get it now. And Marcus is like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, second date. We're at the Daily Bugle. Where were you during the Daily Bugle was doing daily bugling things, Jake?
I don't work at the Daily Bugle.
Like, are you around the Daily Bugle?
I walk around the block, yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you see a big kaboom happen at the Daily
No.
Bugle? No.
I was too busy egging the Baxter building because fuck Ray Richards. I'm just saying.
Fair enough, honestly. Yeah, no. I think there's like a far enough distance where you wouldn't have noticed it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but going on. So we see this we see a jack-o'-lantern type of person on this like frisbee thing, and he's like, scream for your lives, Daily Bugle employees, it is I, the all-new jack-o'-lantern. And this one person's like, keeps naming off random people, and he's like, no, a different one. And so Marcus is just like on the phone, he's like not even really caring, and he's like, hey Justin, sorry I'm late for lunch, some pump guy's attacking the Bugle. And so Justin on the phone would be like, oh no, I hope help arrives soon. Hey, incidentally, what floor are you on again? Is it the 34th? Or he's like, never mind, I'll see you later. And so we see Jack-o'-lantern be like, scream for, and Marcus is like, just wait a second. And then guess who shows up? Justin shows up. And he's like, hey, pumpkin dude, ready to be squashed? They're squashes, right? Yes, pumpkins are squash guys, if you're curious. So, guess who gets his ass beat? Yes, you could probably guess who gets their ass beat. Anyway, third date. Rhinoceros shows up, and they can't even have a nice lunch because he has to go fight Cindy, which, hey, sometimes you gotta pay for laundry. Laundry can be expensive, okay, Jake? Stop discriminating against poor people. Okay? Jake, come on, I'm disappointed at you. Stop egging the Baxter building for 5 seconds and atone for your crimes.
Bro, I have to tell Reed how I feel.
Okay, well, you can allow people to rob banks so that they can do their laundry, okay? People have the right for clean clothes.
Maybe.
The constitutional right.
Maybe. Wait, which are we still in the first image? I might have just like
we're still in the first image. Okay. I'll let you know when to change it. So I was gonna send this one pic because it was like a video game type thing for the fourth date, but I ended up not doing that because I wanted to do the other one. But fourth date, they have to deal with Mojo 2, the sequel. Mojo 2, the sequel. Jake, how do you feel about that?
I never liked the original, to be honest.
From this pixelated thing, he kind of looks like Mojo.
I was more of a fan of the remake, but most people hated it.
Yeah, no, he kind of looks like Lobo. I'll send you a picture later, but he kind of looks like Lobo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send a picture later. Anyway, so like, they got to do their thing. God damn it! It like started me at the beginning, so you're gonna have to give me a second. But yeah, it kind of looks like Lobo. It's not even funny. Yeah, no, they can't even have one normal date. Anyways, so Kid Juggernaut has to fight this random thing. So fifth date, bees. They have to fight Yellow Jacket. Great. Sixth date, Dr. Doom. Yes, you have to fight Dr. Doom. Justin's like, God fucking damn it! I just want one day of peace to hang out. Seventh date, Justin gets the rest of the Avengers Academy to show up for this cameo with a cardboard cutout of Justin. Which is so adorable because like Moon Girl and Red Goblin are holding it up and everyone else is just kind of there awkwardly. And Marcus is like, yeah, well, that's obviously a fucking cardboard cutout, Justin. Like, damn. And he's like, but didn't you hear? He got flattened by Galactus. Anyways, you can switch to the next picture now.
Okay.
There you go. When I first saw this, I love this. It's for the 8th date. So Enchantress. Yay, Enchantress! I love her. She serves. Anyways, so she's like, now you men shall be ensnarled by the irresistible siren song of Enchantress. And Marcus is like, and she's like, what? And he's like, you know what? Nothing. You're doing great. I love the boots. And she's like, God damn it, this is the North Star fiasco all over again. And I'm like, girly pop, Can you elaborate on that? What do you mean? Are we ever gonna see that? I don't see a little thing explaining about the North Star fiasco. So please tell me, what is all that about? Jake, do you have any ideas on what could have happened?
No.
No. Maybe like something similar to what happens here.
Maybe. I don't know. Keep going. Keep going.
Anyways, so yeah, they're wearing like these really campy ass, tacky ass outfits, which fair enough. Anyways, ninth date. Guess who shows up? M-Plate. He shows back up. Why the fuck is he back? I don't fucking know. 10th date. They're finally gonna be able to sit down and chill for a little bit. So Marcus is like, okay, how do I put this? Is there something you want to tell me about yourself? And Justin's like, no, but you're a reporter. You tell people secret things like as a job. And Marcus is like, so this is about me? And he's like, no. I like you a lot. It's just like you don't understand. I have to keep people safe, including you. And so, can you switch to the next picture, please?
So un momento.
Thank you. And he's like, okay, I'm a trans journalist in America. You don't think I don't understand what it means to be unsafe? Like, trust me, I know. And Justin's like, it's not just you either. There's my friends at my school who aren't public about things, that I can't make decisions for them. And then there's my mom. If she got hurt, I don't. And he's like, he sighs and he's like, things break so easily for me. I'm just not ready to be out like that. I'm sorry if it's like weird. And Marcus is like, it's okay. I can wait, but not forever. Okay. And Justin's like, okay, cool. Thanks. And so we see these little particles pull up in the sky. And guess who shows up? That guy from earlier, the demon guy from earlier. And he's
Superman?
like, hey, no, the Eldritch deity. Fucking hell.
That sounds like Superman to me.
Fucking hell, man. I mean, if Superman has tentacles, then come up. Anyway, so he's like, I have unfinished business for this wretched place. And so Justin's like, Marcus is like, yeah, I think I forgot to get cream and sugar for my coffee. Could you? And so he's like, I'll be right back. And Marcus sighs. And keep in mind, okay, so when I first read this issue, I didn't notice this, but I read it for a second time, and I noticed that there's a cameo from the two main characters of Dandadan in this panel right here. And I was like, damn, when did you guys pull up? So, it ends off with a narration bubble from Marcus saying, take your time, when we see Justin gonna beat the shit out of this tentacle monster thing, and this guy's like, oh dear. And that's where the issue ends. So the next issue is called Symbiote Synergy, which I think this is going to be a normie issue.
Wait, did I miss a page? Do you have one more page left?
Well, show it. Oh yeah, no, it's that one. Show it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so I think the next issue is going to be about Normie, because symbiotes. He has a symbiote. You get the gist. You get the idea. So yeah, that's the issue. What do you think of it?
Oh, that was pretty interesting. I do have a question though, and maybe you talked about this and just forgot. Why is there two Sidorak comments in this universe?
Two Sidoraks? Oh, yeah.
Like...
Okay, so I didn't talk about it on the podcast, but Justin went after he got debuted in like a random comic, that Marvel Voices comic. So he had a series. They explained that before the Juggernaut that Kane Marco got it, the powers of Sidorak, the Juggernaut powers, were a part of his family, Justin's family. And so his grandfather was like, I'm not going to kill everyone in my own village here in Korea thanks to the Japanese government. I'm not doing it. So Sidorak sent Kane to go kill him and take the rest of the powers. But guess what? So basically Justin's grandfather was able to save the powers of Juggernaut with like a little crystal, sent it to his father. He never used it. So that was sent over to Justin when he was younger, because Justin's father left him and his mom when he was really young. Wow, that sounds very familiar with my life, just minus the Juggernaut powers. So when Justin got older, he found out that his father dies, and he got the box with the little gem in it, and he grabbed the stone, obviously, because like, ooh, pretty stone, and he got the powers of Juggernaut.
All right. Well, sounds
It,
good.
it was a good mini series. I really liked it. I would recommend it. So, because
Okay.
I love Justin, he's probably one of my new favorite comic book characters.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a cool design.
I didn't.
But
Yeah, I didn't talk about it on here, but I just maybe I
Yeah.
should have. Maybe that would have given some context.
yeah.
Anyways, that's it.
Okay. All right, then. Let's move on to the last book of the night, audience.
Oh god, I'm gonna put back
We
on my
start-
headphones.
We started the comic reviews with talking about a Spider-Man. Now we'll end tonight by talking about a Spider-Boy, audience.
Did he get his ass
Spider-Boy,
whooped?
number 15. Wow. Okay. You want to cheer for him getting his ass whooped. All right.
No,
We'll lead up
listen,
to
he gotta
that.
learn his lesson on the
Okay.
streets, bro. Learn his lesson.
No, you
He's
got
a
to earn that
ginger. Why
hearing
do we
check.
cheer for him?
Okay. I see how you feel about redheads with freckles. Now, so all right.
I have
So-
beef with redheads. They know what they
Gotcha.
do. to me.
Gotcha. So anyway, this is part 4 of the Boy Without Fear story arc, audience, and this is about Bailey and Daredevil competing in this martial arts tournament, where apparently the winner of this tournament will get a small army of these unbeatable martial arts fighters that are part of this tournament. So, all right, it's basically you come in as you're a master, and you have to bring in your sidekick. So, all right, you start this off with Daredevil and Bailey fighting against this other mentor and his sidekick. I'm not going to go too in depth in that fight. Overall, they win. Daredevil and the other guy apparently have some, some great respect for each other. This and that. So now it's Bullseye and Spider Girl's turn. Of course, before every fight, they have to turn in all their weapons and weapons and that stuff, right? And before the fight happens, Bailey's just coming up to Spider Girl and ask her. So I gotta ask, out of all people you could have been have your mentor be, why'd it have to be Bullseye? And she's like, you just don't get it. And we see a flashback to her, immediately after she ended up getting Bailey's mind permanently attached to her body. She's like freaking out. She's like, oh my god, I can't get this kid's mind out. His thoughts are on me. I can't. Jeez, can I have his powers? And you have Bullseye trying to calm her down. And this is where he kind of makes a suggestion. I think I know how we could get rid of this Spider-Boy's presence in your body. Let's just kill him. Yeah, I mean,
okay, all right.
Okay,
Alright.
we don't know unless we try. After all, I mean,
Right.
maybe killing him will get rid of his presence in your body.
Yo,
So-
this dude's making so much sense right now. Oh my goodness.
Wow, you seem eager to see. You seem eager to hear about the assassination attempt of a 10-year-old boy, Jake.
Well, hey,
huh?
listen. He's in the life. All right, he gets what he gets.
Okay, so now we turn back to the present time. It's Bullseye and Spider-Girl facing off against their challengers. And this is where you kind of see a little bit more of Spider-Girl's powers, because she's a little bit out of her league with her challenger. So what she ends up doing is she looks at one of the ninja guards' eyes, and she takes all his skills. Now keep in mind, this ninja guard is one of the people who will go to the winner of this tournament. So apparently, she ends up taking all his martial arts skills, and she ends up beating both the mentor and the sidekick. So they're like, oh dang. So apparently, she has to look you in the eyes in order to take your power or abilities or whatever. So all right, all's good, fair and fair. Bailey's there looking at the stuff she left behind, which was her bracelets, and he wanted to give it to her. And upon touching her bracelets, Bailey gets his spider sense activated. Because remember, audience, Bailey's spider sense only warns him of danger for somebody else if he touches an object that belonged to them. So unfortunately, like now he sees that Spider Girl. Guess what? She gets killed by Bullseye. Like, oh, okay, okay. So Bullseye will be killing a minor in this one way or another.
Maybe minors shouldn't be superheroes in the Marvel universe. How about that? How about that's not even his fault? How about that's just the job? You know.
Oh my god. Okay. Maybe you should maybe you should be making a law about that, Jake. Okay,
You know
okay.
what? You know what? Maybe we will, and then we'll have an event about it. Call it Outlaws.
Yeah. So you see like the Flash, you see Bailey's Flash, right? You see Bullseye's right behind Spider Girl, and Bullseye's like saying, "Remember, I promised. I always have your back." As he throws a playing card right through her neck. You're like, dang.
Yo, what a Chad! What a Chad!
Yeah. So Spider Boy is like telling Spider Girl, like, look, you gotta get out of here. Bullseye is literally going to like stab you in the back, and she's like saying, look, I know you're trying to trick me into forfeiting this fight. Well, it won't work. And just for that, I'm going to send you home to your mama. And Bailey's like, well, joke's on you, because that's actually what I want to do at the end of the day anyway. So, some threats.
That was pretty good.
Okay, but speaking of Bailey's mom, we actually cut back to New York where we see Bailey's mom, having dinner with Christine, Bailey's friend from the from the foster care system, who's kind of like his big sister. There's nothing romantic going on between them. She's just kind of looking after him. And they're having lunch. They're having lunch at a cafe, and you see that Bailey still had Mrs. Briggs still has the cat that she was fused with, and apparently, the people who got spliced with animals, yeah, even though they get separated, they can actually still understand each other. You know, so that's kind of why she wants to keep the cats. And they get to talking and reminiscing. Even Christine is like wondering if she could talk to pigeons, because remember she was fused with a pigeon during that whole Madam Monstrosity arc. But apparently she can't. She can only talk to the one pigeon she was fused with. So they're like, okay, bit of a buzzkill. But they're just reminiscing about like all the adventures they've had, especially in that Madam Monstrosity farm, and whether or not Mrs. Briggs, misses that place. And she's like, well, yeah, like I wish them all the best, but I spent so much time away from my son. I kind of owe it to Bailey to be with him from now on. And it's funny you should mention that, because right around the corner, you guys remember Boy Spider? Remember Bailey had his own brother clone, the one that's more spider than boy.
Oh, I didn't remember him at all, but yeah.
Basically, think of a spider that got infused with Bailey's DNA. A reverse take on this. He looks like Spiderboy, but he actually has spider legs in his back, and is more spider-like. He's in the background, and remember, when Bailey's mom was fused with the cat, she was basically treating Boy Spider as if that was her son, But ever since Bailey came back and everybody remembered him, that's when Bailey's mom had to leave the farm and go back to her actual son. I mean, I don't know if there's a nice way of saying to Boy Spider that, look, it's just that you're not the son I want. Like, oh boy. So
he's a Metal Sonic. He's Spider Boy's Metal Sonic. He's not the
Pretty-
real Bailey Briggs.
pretty much. But yeah, you have Boy Spider in the background saying, "No, you're my mom. You're gonna be my mom, whether you want to or not. You're my mommy." Like, oh shoot. Okay. This is getting a little weird. Anybody out there who has mothers that they really love, I would really want to consider hiding them for a time being. Like, yeah, because Boy Spider is in search of a mommy right now. So, dang. So anyway, now you cut back to the tournament, right? And it's the finals now. You have Daredevil and Spider-Boy going up against Bullseye and Spider-Girl. And as the fight commences, that's when Bullseye and Spider-Girl concoct their plan. They're switching opponents. So it's
Wait,
Daredevil
who's she
versus
fighting?
so Spider-Girl's gonna go fight Daredevil, and which means Bullseye is gonna be fighting Spider-Boy.
The only advantage this girl has is that she's a spider person, but I don't even know if she hit puberty yet. So it's like, how
Yeah.
much did the spider even amplify you? Daredevil's gonna beat the
Well,
brakes off you.
well, no, keep in mind, Spider-Girl's whole power is just mimicking other people's abilities, you know. But
Yeah,
she
but
has to
it's
look at
Daredevil
she has to look at them at the eye, you know.
with
And
with he's
yeah,
blind.
yeah, that's kind of the kicker here. Like, this plan was made with the idea that Spider-Girl will just look Daredevil in the eye and take his abilities, right? But then Daredevil's like, yeah, well, joke's on you. I have my eyes closed.
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Hold on one second. Yeah, continue. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so while Spider-Girl's dealing with Daredevil, this distracts Bailey enough for Bullseye to come and take Bailey's backpack. You know, that metal backpack that was made by Mr. Fantastic? Yeah, he
Yeah.
takes it out, Spider-Boy, and he's like, "Ah, nice backpack. Nice, hard, metallic backpack." So he basically beats the living shit out of Bailey with his own metal backpack. Like almost like Jason Todd style. Like, oh shoot. Yeah, right as Bullseye was about to give the killing blow, that's when Daredevil yields. He's like, stop the fight. I give up. And yeah, Bullseye is declared the winner. And the last panel is literally Bailey on the ground saying, wait, that's it? We lost? As we get editor's note at the end, to be concluded in the next issue.
All right. Well,
This story arc, not the series audience. You're still stuck with
God, yeah,
Spider-Boy.
that was so close.
Yeah.
Hated.
Wait, you don't want to see the more adventures of Spider-Boy getting beaten up by a girl, man? Come on. Go
Bro,
on.
can I be honest with you? Can I be 100%
Yeah.
real with you? I had my
Yeah.
headphones on the entire time listening to why Chinese people like Jason Todd so much, okay? I was not paying attention.
Well, which is funny you should mention that because Bullseye kind of almost went full Jason Todd on Spider-Boy in this comic.
Good to
He
know.
beat him. He was beating him up with his own backpack, dude.
Good to know.
Yep. So yeah, that was a good issue. I'm more invested into that whole boy spider thing, wanting to come after Bailey's mom. Like, oh, okay. Again, there's no easy way to tell a child that you're not the son I wanted. Like, oh, So, hope things work out, baby. So maybe you could get a cat and fuse that cat with Bailey's mom's DNA. So. Yeah, compromise, audience. So, yeah. All right. That's really it for my book. So, yeah, got through all the books, audience. So,
Yeah,
yay.
we did. But it was we had a pretty nice day, and then boom, there we go, stall for time. Anyway, we that was a pretty fun time. So we'll see you guys next week with more reviews, more news, and more.
Yeah, and guess what? By the next episode, your boy would be 2300. So stay tuned for that.
Hey, there you go.
Cool. All right, audience. We'll see y'all next time. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.